Welcome into the Cam Strick podcast, episode number 176, presented by Hair Club.
Fuck flying commercial. I need to make enough money. Fuck commercial flying. I hate it.
Well, you need to work harder, dude. You need to work harder. You need to be a spokesperson.
Fuck you. What do you think I was just doing? Everybody came up to me and was like, Cam Strick podcast. I'm like, yeah. And I just fucking talked to everybody, 2 different rinks. I had the whole metropolitan area talking about the Cam Strick podcast. So no. I am working. And I need to fly fucking private.
All right, like you're on like the set of like MSG where like Bryce Salvador is like looking at you like, what is wrong with this guy?
Well, they don't have me on then. Like, sorry, like, are you guys? Sorry if I had a little excitement on that. Might be on that. Like, you guys are losing games left and right. Like, I'll bring entertainment for that, and I kind of did. My eyes were a little glossy. I'll tell you that. That's fine. I got evaluated after. I'm like, I talked. I was okay. I thought it was funny.
I didn't get to see the whole interview, but just the clips and whatever that you guys put up. So that was cool that they brought you on there, and you know, you got to kind of. Now here's my question, because you're making me jump around here. So he's a police officer. Were you able to, like, you know, get your mind right and all that? I mean, you got cops with you the whole time.
Homeboy. He took me all the way out to the middle of Jersey for an autograph session with Grant Marshall. Gonna give you a shout out, Marshy. What's up, homie? Awesome dude, tougher than dog fuck. Marshy, Grant Marshall, look his fucking shit up on YouTube. All y'all, if you know, he throws down the motherfucking pipe, and he knocked out fucking Downey, and he's one of the most underrated cats in the league. Great guy. I partied with him back in the day. He was older. He took care of me as a young guy. I'll never forget that. We just did an autograph signing. So my guy, it was the middle of Jersey, Andy. Yeah, dude, we're chilling, dude.
Yeah, former Dallas star too. Former Dallas. What
do you think Ryan's gonna be like? Cam, don't do that. No.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
Was this like who'd you go up there with? Because like it wasn't like a Blues deal, was it? Like you were like with the Devils. Like I asked some Blues people, is there like a sponsor event going on up there? Really? Like what was it?
No, what do you mean? The Blues season ticket holders have an option, because you're a season ticket holder, to get into a package to go to these trips where they'll hold tickets aside and set it all up for you to take care of them, which is like a lot cheaper than if you would have like tried to do it yourself, kind of thing. And they'll set it up, and so you're with fans the whole time. And they always invite me to these things. I went to Vegas, I went to Chicago, fucking hang with the fan. You know how I do it, dude. Yeah. And they invited me, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I'm like, I'll bring Kate, and they took Kate too.
Okay, so here's the question: do you have to like hang out the whole time? Like, are you guys all at the same hotel, like going to dinner together?
I see him at the airport. We get on the bus. I talk to everyone on the bus. There's 2 different buses. That's how many people there were. We get to the hotel. I'm taking pictures of everybody. Then we all my buddies pick me up to go do things. Like, I'm gone then, right? And they're all scattered too. So there's nothing mandatory. But when we needed to take a big picture at the UBS Center, you saw Kate film that. Like, I'm like, I get everybody together. My buddies take, like, you know, I do that shit. Now, I didn't go to the party afterwards, got an autograph signing with Mikey. But like, I was talking to, I didn't see one motherfuck second of any fuck game, because I wanted to talk to people and do our shit, and it just was cool. And Kate's awesome, and we just chilled, dude. And we fucking partied too, by the way. I spent a lot of money.
Where'd you stay?
I didn't like the hotel. Let me tell all y'all something right quick. If you're a traveler and you know you're going to take care, you're ordering room service and you're tipping people out, and fine. And when you go out all night, all day, all night, and you finally get home, not home, to your hotel, and you walk in that motherfucker, and you're like, I want clean sheets. Who knows what I have food everywhere in the goddamn room. And you're like, I can't wait to come back to a clean fuck room. They didn't clean our room one time.
Where'd you stay at, dude? Like, where do you stay?
They set it up, dude. I mean, it was right in Tribeca. It was lovely, right by Little Italy. Like, Kate and I chilled. It's all good, and they paid for it. So it's like, hey, what do you do?
Okay, what are you gonna
spend money on? Go to fucking Ritz? No, we'll chill. But we are fucking princesses, both of us, and they didn't clean our fucking room. And God, Andy, when you go out all night long, and like, I just want to get home and just
why aren't you calling down to the desk and be like, dude, come clean the room?
I did, dude. I did. And I just called them out, and I don't mean to be like that, but they didn't clean our fucking room.
Well, and I don't know what's going on with that. Andy, I don't know what's going on there.
I almost lost it. I was okay.
How was your flight? I was a little worried about you, Cam, because listen, to be honest, you don't travel very often, right? You don't go on airplanes. That's by design.
No,
you don't like to fly.
Only private, and private's tough sometimes too because of my vertigo, But yeah, man, I was okay. Kate's by me, to be honest with you, and I act like a tough guy. But if Kate's by me, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm good, and we watch like Sopranos together or something on the way there, and we get our minds right, like just thinking, we're drinking the whole time. I'm buying, like when the people come by to drinks, I'm like, I want 2 Bloody Marys. I want 2 of these, just so I have it, just so I fucking have it, just so I know I can just kind of like chill. So if Kate's by me, I'm good. But if I was by myself, the fucking spinny bullshit would have came, and I would have been miserable.
Are you on the same flight with all the season ticket holders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is lovely. That's what you want.
No, that's fine. So I'm asking.
Yeah. Instead of sitting,
that should have calmed your nerves a little bit.
100% did.
Too. Yeah. Why didn't you guys come back to like tomorrow or last night? You guys stayed till today. Like, what was the reason behind that? Just to have an extra night.
Go to the game and hang out with everybody, and then fucking party all day and be like, oh, let's go to a flight and go. No.
Well, it was an early game. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. But, exactly. It's perfect. So then Kate and I, what did we do after? Oh, we went to the city. Where'd we go? Oh God, now I forget. Oh no, we went to the High Lawn Pavilion. All y'all look that up if you're on Jay-Z. Oh, by the way, Andy, everybody I talked to, love the podcast. Everybody that came up to us said they listened to the podcast. Every one of those fans. It was a pretty cool feeling, just so you know. And I'm pumping your tires up for once.
The Blues fans or the Devils fans?
The Devils, man, because the Blues fans are already there. They know. I'm talking on the bus the whole time like a psycho, entertaining everybody.
Where were you sitting during the games? Were you guys in a box or were you?
Yeah, I was in box. In the Island game, we parked right behind the security. We walked in the back part, like, just because we just talked our way into it. Nothing. We just talked our way in.
How's that new building? How's that new building?
Let me explain it. It is beautiful, but it's the ceilings are very low, so you seem somewhat claustrophobic. UBS Center, all y'all, give us comments back. Let me know what you guys think. But here's my opinion on it. The setup to where you have to take a thing. I like where the area is. It's right by the racetrack. No crime. You feel comfortable as fuck there. Like, it's cool in that aspect. The Islanders' uniforms look cool. The Islanders fans are fighting other people. It's awesome. Like, they're intense. They came up
fighting. Who are they fighting?
Like Ranger fans there. It's
where awesome. In the stands?
Yes. Not even Blues fans. The Blues fans are classy, dude. They don't do bullshit. They're just nice to everybody.
Did you see the fight in the stands there?
Yeah, they're right in front of us. It was right in
San Jose.
And they apologized at the end. Oh God, the San Jose one, Nashville?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking weirdo Hoosiers. I thought that was a broad getting fucking beat up, but it was a dude with long hair. Fuck all you. You're a fucking Hoosier.
Hey, honestly, if you're going to a hockey game,
fucking weirdos,
and you're getting in a fight in the stands, and it's not the like 80s or 90s with the Blues and Blackhawks,
you're a fucking nutsack. Listen to me. If we're there, Andy, and little Ty or Chloe or Ivy sitting right there, or your wife, and some fuckboy Hoosier gets in a fight and hits one of them, I'm gonna get pissed on that. That's Hoosier. You're a fucking Hoosier.
Dude, you took a picture. First off, you packed very light.
No,
very light. You had your vest.
Oh, I did.
I saw the vest, dude. Listen, to steal it. Listen, I'm evaluating you just like you would evaluate. I see. Listen, you had your scarf going, dude. You had your scarf. You were ready to go.
Yeah, I was. Listen, you have to commit when you go out over there, homeboy. Like, you can't just like pack things. You can't bring anything into the rink or whatever. You're just like you're committed to what you. And I need to be comfortable. Did my hair look okay? I was worried about the pictures with a bald spot in the back.
The hair looked all right, man. You must have
been. Look bad.
I didn't know if you had a
the camera knew. I told them, I go, you can't get the back of my head because it's going to ruin the whole mojo of shit,
Oh, you told him that?
Yeah, I go, just get that. Don't get that fat bald spot, the cul-de-sac.
So, did it bring back memories for you being in New Jersey? And do they remember you? Did they say, "Oh, I remember you"?
And it was a good euphoric high. Dude, I have a billion videos we could post, dude. And we don't, Kate does all it. Like, so it's like post. She wants to get like, look, we're here. That. You can't just do fan thing, but it was really nice to see that, man. I bled for that fuck team. You kidding?
Did you do any tourist activities, or did you just go to the games?
Why would I do that? I traveled, Andy, from the middle of fucking Soho all the way up to fucking Long Island, down to Jersey, in the middle of the fucking state to do it. All the way. My buddy just takes us everywhere. I'm filming shit look like the Sopranos intro. Like, I just miss it. I ate some good food. God, I spent a ton of money on. We went to, I'm telling you, the High Lawn Pavilion. I'll show you these pictures, dudes. If you're in Jersey, High Lawn, looking over the whole fuck city. Gorgeous, cool ass fucking people, man. They give us a bottle of champagne. I'm like, oh my God, you know, just cool. It's just, if you want to take your broad out to a nice dinner and be lovely, go to High Lawn if you're in Jersey. Look that mug up on the internet. It's badass.
So, did you feel like you were there to? I mean, I felt like it was a devil's trip.
Yes.
I felt like it was a devil's trip for you. All your videos, you're hanging out with the devil's people. I thought you were maybe neglecting the blues people a little bit.
No, I did, dude. I was with them all. Get on with yourself. Don't force issues. No, I was great with all the. No, I did pictures. Dude, look, the blues fans. I will say this: they are so sweet. And they're just all cool. And I've known them, all those guys. Andy, you know all of them too. You know how it is. Like, it's not like just random people. Like, I know though. I've seen every one of them somewhere of something.
Right.
Something.
They're not strangers.
They're not strangers. Like, if I was sick or something, I wouldn't feel weird around them. Like, they're my people. I felt fine on the plane because they're by you. You know what I mean? And then you're in the Devil's Arena. And everybody's just coming up like, hey, you know. Not to mention we stick out like sore thumbs. You know, my buddy, Kate, like. And so that's what I wanted, man. And everybody talked about the podcast. So
did you have to take your shoes off when you went through security? How'd that go?
Not in St. Louis, but LaGuardia, I'll give you another shout out. I like LaGuardia Airport. Not going to lie to you. Southwest, LaGuardia is fucking nice. No one there. Wasn't that packed? The bathrooms were right there too. Like, you know, the pissing situation in New York City is so fucked up. And I'm telling you, you beer drinking motherfuckers. You Midwestern beer drinking Alberta motherfucking Saskatchewan motherfuckers. You go to New York City and you're going to drink a bunch of fucking beer. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be like, where the fuck do I piss? Oh, I'll go in this restaurant. No, you're not. Oh, no, you're not, hillbilly boy. Because they're going to be like, no. You're not allowed to piss in here. The people that work there aren't even allowed to piss. It's fucked up.
So did you stay awake late? Like, what did you do at nighttime?
No, man. Kate and I, dude, no, nothing's forced. I know what I have my game plan, homie. So I have to do shit all day, and I know where to go when we get back to the hotel. Stupid fucking room wasn't cleaned. Oh, Andy, I almost lost my fucking shit. And Kate,
you need to get a hold of that, dude. You need to get control of that situation.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's all good. Yeah, you can say Cam's too much. No, if you know, you motherfucking know. But when I got back to the hotel, I go, Kate, get organized, get showered up, get relaxed, get your cuties on, and I'm finna go get some motherfucking pizza, because anywhere you go in New York, you find a little slice of pizza, it's gonna be good. And I'll get my booze, which is kind of hard to find, and I'll just bring it back up and I'll put it on ice. I'll clean the fucking room. Kate's in the shower doing her thing. And then I get my groove on. I fucking pour the wine. I just get everything nice. I have to shove all the trash outside like a hillbilly. But fuck you. You didn't clean my room. So there you go. Bring me trash bags up. And then Kate and I groove it out at like 9:30.
What kind of hotel are you staying at? I need to know more about this. I mean, the hotel that doesn't clean your room, apparently.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I'm bitching about it.
Yeah.
It's the Sheraton in my fucking Tribeca. And it's like, listen, I'm a fancy lad now. I am.
Did you?
I don't like those. It was fine, but it was with the blue. We had a good time. And
did you enjoy the games? Did you enjoy the games? Did you watch the games at all?
Not 1 second of it.
I was going to ask you to
second
break it down for me. You know,
I didn't watch 1 second. They're not doing good though, them Blues. And I know this is like a worldwide podcast. We get that. And I know I'm going on rants right now, but you guys are probably laughing. I get it. It's all good. But the point is, I didn't watch 1 second of those fucking games. I'm talking to people, Andy.
I know. Well, you didn't miss much.
They're boring. Fucking boring ass shit.
Well, no, it's these afternoon games, man. You know what? Teams go through this. I don't overreact. I mean, they are what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, they're a really good team. They have they have a deficiency on the roster, which we'll see what that looks like post trade deadline. They're up against it. They got a big challenge ahead of them, Cam, because they don't have cap space. But when they lose, I just don't overreact. You know that I think they had just gotten points in like 7 straight games or 7 of 8.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I look around the league, dude. I watch the whole league, right? Teams go through this shit all the time, right?
Dude, they had their rookie party. They fucking grooved it out. They stayed in the same place in New York. They grooved it, man. They, you know what? They're probably like, fuck this shit. Like, but they weren't on, and that's fine. And Brewery's going to bag them up a little bit, and they're going to get they're a playoff team. They're ready to go. They're playing bull fuck teams, except for the Rangers. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, Islanders, Devils. We love all y'all. It's all good. You're not there yet. The Blues should be in like a spot where they should stomp on you, and they didn't do it. Hey, I was looking at Lou the whole time, by the way, at UBS. We found him.
Did he see you?
Go up to him. I didn't. Why? No. Because I'm talking to fans the whole time doing shit. Like, I'm not going to his box and forcing my way in. I could have. Don't get me wrong. I could have. But I have video of my wife just filming him. And it puts a smile on my face. But it's so fucking funny. Because he doesn't miss. I'm watching him the whole time. Like, literally, I'm like talking to people and I'm looking at Lou in his box over there. He's either watching a play, like on in point by himself, no one around, drinking hot water. I know exactly what he's doing. He's watching the fucking play, and all of a sudden the whistle blows, and you think he'd go do something. No, he goes, looks right at the TV for the replays, and he rewinds it and looks at it the whole game.
Did you say hot water that he drinks?
He drinks hot water,
like nothing in it, like no tea, no honey, no lemon.
Andy, he drinks hot water.
I mean, that's interesting. I never met anybody that drinks just hot water before.
Well, you know what? Meet a cool cat like him. You haven't met a cool. Well, you have met him. You talked to him. We fucking interviewed him for an hour and a half.
I'm disappointed that you didn't go up to his box, dude. How do you not do that?
I ain't playing with that. Nah, no. I got my. I can't. I debated it. I did, and it would have been. He would have loved it. Don't get me wrong. It's all good. I wasn't in the mood. I was kind of, drinking all fucking day. I wasn't shaved. I don't know. I was like, fuck that.
Wow. See, listen, he's always in your head.
Although, if my wife's with me, though, I could look like a fucking jackass. And he loves Kate.
Yeah, but he's always in your head. You weren't shaved.
Always. No doubt he is.
That's so funny.
Isn't that good? Just remember that if you guys are a big business. Just remember that. Now, he might be extreme, but this, I looked up to him. I'm a cocky princess, and I look up still to that man. What does that mean? Think about that. All you guys that fucking own shit. I don't know.
Hey, you saw Marty Brodeur, which is good, man. You saw the GOAT, right? You got to see Marty and hang out with Marty.
Layla, the GOAT.
Well, I love it. Well, Layla.
How about Marty not even saying, "Hey, I'm in that picture, Marty, jackass"?
It was one of the funniest things ever. So Layla's mom was sending me pictures of you guys all weekend, whatever, and sending them to my wife too. Actually, which was pretty funny. But and I see her down to the game, man. Her season tickets are right behind the bench. It was good to see her make the trip. But I love that Marty Brodeur puts a picture of you and Layla with him, and he tweets out. He says it's great to have Layla here. Doesn't even mention you. I was like, oh my God, Marty.
Did that hurt your feelings?
Did that hurt your feelings?
I didn't notice it until the next day because we was partying all night. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait. And then I had to be cute and funny. But what does that mean? He was.
I don't know. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was intentional.
I think he's just somebody do this for me. Trust me. I know he was totally cool. He loves, and Jen was there. Kate and Jen they like each other. And then it's so funny because there's a couple of my buddies that he was buddies with. They just get invited to his little box, man. I'm like, you're from St. Louis? He's like, yeah. I go, what are you doing here? He goes, oh, my kid's best friends with Maximilian. His son Max plays hockey in St. Louis with the kids. I'm like, it's pretty cool that this shit happens. And so Marty invited them up, and they're sitting in the box, and then Marty had to go next door to do business, But he was totally cool. Although the tweet's stupid. He doesn't know how to do fucking Twitter, by the way. He's just probably like, hey. But I didn't notice it until the morning. Might. When I'm fucking hungover, I'm like, oh God. And I'm looking at all my shit, and I'm like, oh God, help me. I'm like, did I fuck up things? Like what?
That's one of the funniest.
And then I'm like,
tweets.
what the fuck does that mean, Marty? Like am I not there?
I mean, it's one of the best tweets of all time. Cam's writing the photo, and he said, "It's great to have Layla here, man." I mean,
great for Layla. We love you, Layla. I hung out. She was so sweet, by the way. So sweet.
Oh yeah, she's the best. She looks great.
Absolutely sweet. She is so.
She's playing hockey now too. You know,
she's 13 years old now. She's very, very mature. Like unbelievably mature for her age. Now, you know, like just to be able to talk to me, and like she hold a conversation about like shit, and I'm like, how old are you again, girl? 13. I'm like, oh, okay. And her grandpa, her grandpa. I go, what are you doing here, homie? He goes, oh, I play golf with Marty, and I beat him a couple times, and he won't stop playing me now. And so he invites me
down at Boone Valley. That's where they play together. And you know what's funny?
What sucks about you is you suck at golf.
Oh, I just got invited.
You could make more money. I could hire Ryan as a security officer because you don't play golf. If you play golf, oh my God, we make. Oh God,
Cam, I just booked my first round. It's April 3rd.
What does that mean, though?
And I get to
like your first round. Like you're gonna be like, hey, I'm fucking hanging. No. You're gonna look like a fucking asshole.
Cam, and I ain't playing my first round. I just got invited to my first golf of the year, which will be April 3rd. It's on the schedule, and I get to bring 3 people with me, actually.
Oh, really? So, well, bring some good players because you're gonna suck so fucking bad. And listen, I ain't playing. You better be fucking funny that day, homeboy, because I'm a fucking clown. And I know how to entertain motherfuckers for hours. You don't. So just remember that. They don't care about stats from fucking 2004. Jay McClement, like fucking Caruso said, motherfucker. Just so you know.
Cam, I am fun to golf with, actually.
You're not. No,
because I have a good time the entire day, dude.
No, listen to me. It doesn't matter if you're having a good time. You're slowing down the other people. It's about entertaining them. Because they're actually good. So you would never, ever get invited back ever again. You have to You have to bring something to you have to bring something to the table. You have to bring something to the table. And I'm telling you, your sense of humor ain't gonna cut it.
Well, we're getting down to crunch time, Cam. You know, the trade deadline's around the corner, dude. So you're gonna have some homework to do. You need to start paying attention to what's going on because you're behind the 8 ball.
I know. No, well, I was doing shit. I was doing shit for the greater good. And hung out with fans and did all that stuff, which is cool. But I'm tired, man. Like, God, dude, traveling now, Andy, like getting back and doing shit. But I'm glad we got this done. We got Peter Bondra on, by the way.
I know, but I'm not letting you out of this. So I'm looking at Brody's rundown here. So you got to answer these questions. Okay?
Oh no! All right, go ahead.
What's a good fit for JT Miller?
Where should he go? Probably. Nashville, probably.
Okay.
If they want to take it over the edge.
And we'll see. He may end up staying. They're not far away from a playoff spot. Okay. Go ahead. Flames in Colorado. You think that'd be a great Western Conference final?
Oh, Lord. Get on with yourself. You can fucking ask me questions about fucking, where you want him to go? What? I don't give a fuck where he goes. But you're talking about fucking teams I fucking know.
All right, Flames in Colorado.
The Calgary team, boy. You want to get on with yourself. They'll get you, boy. They're big, they're tough, they're well coached. They got their big boys, their tough guys are in front of the net. Like they are playoff motherfuck ready. They're fucking scary. Now, do the Blues want to play Colorado? Like, fuck no. Hell no. Now, Nathan McKinnon's getting beat the fuck up, by the way. God, he looks like shit. Sometimes he gets rocked. And sometimes like he'll get like he just is in the mix all the time. I like how he got pissy the other day. Good for you. Go fuck somebody up sometimes and let them know you're a fucking daddy. You're the big dick of the fucking league. Don't fuck with me. Sometimes you got to do that, Andy, although you have nothing about that. But I'm telling him about it.
Well, I came after you one time. You know I will. I came right after you.
You did come after me and Chaser.
Hey, listen, I'm not ready to go all in on Calgary yet. I got to see them in the playoffs. We'll see how they play in the playoffs, dude. You never know, man.
Goaltending on. I don't know. You're right, Andy, but I'm just.
They are a great regular season story and a great regular season team. We'll see, man. I got to see them do it in the postseason. But you're right, dude. They're built for it, and they've got toughness. They've got a little bit of everything. But how is this Goudreau going to do when the checking gets tight and people are coming down with two hands on that wrist, every time he gets the puck and whatever. How's he going to withstand that over the course of a 7-game series? Like, I'll be interested to see Lindholm, all these guys, man. How they going to hold up?
Matty Tkachuk will just step up and be the big dick, dude. Like, you have a balance there, and I'm looking at it like, okay, like I see that. I kind of do. Now it could be way off. Like, I don't know.
Toronto's got so many issues. Listen, now all the media, all they talk about is like, well, is it the goaltending or is it defense? I was like, listen, it all goes hand in hand. Like, why are people just talking about this now?
Everything.
This has been going on for like months. Yeah. What, did you think that they had a good group of defense coming into the season?
No, they're loaded up front. I mean,
come on. Yeah. Well, I got more for you. No. These are Brady's questions. By Brody. East playoffs are damn near set. Do you keep guys healthy and fresh or secure the higher seed?
What the fuck does that mean? Jesus, Brody. What?
Hey,
again?
Here's what he's asking. Happened? He's like saying, do you are you gonna like sit guys out? Listen, here's the one thing you can't do in hockey versus like other sports and whatever. You can't take your foot off the gas pedal and then all of a sudden go into the playoffs and like flip the switch, man. The best teams in the playoffs typically are the teams that played the best down the stretch.
Damn right. So I know it's a weird dynamic, and I think that bodes well with NBA and stuff like actually in kind of all sports. Maybe not the NFL to where you could probably sit dudes out because you fucking get hurt.
A little
but
bit.
Baseball, if you're getting hot, man, you could win the fucking World Series. You're just like, we're just hot. I got pitchers that are hot. I got hitters that are hot. Like, we're good. So I feel like that's the same way with hockey too. I wouldn't sit unless they're banged up. Brody, love you.
Hey, you know who's sinking quickly is the Minnesota Wild, dude. That's why hockey, everything is like, you can talk about Toronto and everyone talks about their goaltending. Listen, that's really the name of the game, as we know. And the Wild right now, their goaltending hasn't been good enough. They're letting in 4 goals or more. It seems like every single game, even when they win. I think they beat Philly the other night, but they still, gave up 4 goals. Cam Talbot is like come back to earth, when your best goaltender is Cam Talbot, like in the first half of the season, you talk about not scaring teams. I'm just like, players around the league, they know everybody. You don't just all of a sudden become like an elite goaltender. And they're like, okay, this guy's been good throughout the course of his career. Never as good as what he's shown this season. And look how old he is, whatever. He makes his first All-Star team. He's had a good first half, very good season. But now he's kind of come back to earth. He kind of is what he is. And that probably was a fear for the Minnesota Wild. We're like, hey, can this guy sustain the level of play that he was playing throughout the course of the first half of the season? Now he's not. And so now Minnesota, all of a sudden, they're in a major fight, man. Not just to, finish in the top 3, but to make the playoffs. The Blues would love to play the Wild in the first round if they can.
Well, that's the bitch of what happened over the weekend. It's like, you got to play them. Like, you want to play something like that or somebody. You don't want to play Colorado, man. Like, it's just that simple.
No.
But yeah, like, I don't know, man. The bitch of what they have going for them is like Jordan Binnington has the worst save percent. Like, if you want to look at his like numbers, he ain't no guy. But he knows how to win. No, I'm not done. But he knows how to win. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, we've legitimately seen this kid through weird ass fucking shit come out of nowhere and go through the grind and win without a fucking hiccup. Like, it wasn't like, well, should we? No, he was on it. Then that goes so fucking far. And I know he's probably like, fuck, he made a little money. He's probably just like, goddamn, I'm kind of banged up a little bit. I mean, but I'm not worried about him. I'm just not when it comes to the playoff. I'm just not.
Well, we'll see. We'll see because they got another goalie too, right? I mean, we'll just see. Binnington's playing better as of late, right? He's trending in the right direction. Yeah.
Right. Cam Talbot, I'm like, what have you done and what?
Right. Oh, I got you. What else do I have? Oh, Schmaltz and Keller. They're really tearing it up as of late. Clayton Keller, by the way, he's got like 21 points or something like that in his last 16 games. Schmaltz had 7 points in one game. Tell me you saw that.
Man, listen.
7 points in one game, that kid. Nick Schmaltz. I remember watching Nick Schmaltz, can I say this, when he was playing U16 hockey for the Chicago Mission. You know who was on his line? Was William Nylander and the kid who was on Arizona last year, who's now in Montreal. Brody helped me out with that. He got traded. Good player, man. Really good player. Christian Dvorak, William Nylander, and Nick Schmaltz on one line, dude. And they were unbelievable. You know who the best player on the ice was at the time? Was Ryan McInnes, who was playing for the St. Louis team, dude. He's playing the American League, right? He's played a game or two in the NHL this season. He's actually putting up good numbers. I think career high numbers this year in the American League. So we'll give Ryan McInnes a shout out. Just had a baby, and I think he's got another one on the way too.
Oh, did you ask me about Clayton Keller? Listen to me. Here's what I was getting at. You could talk about whoever. It's fine. Schmaltz, it's fine. You know I love my boy, handsome little son bitch. He might be a little cheap, and that's fine, but he can get over that. I want him out of there. I want him to be in a market where he could be a fucking pimp, and he's probably
appreciated.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciated. Like you're a fucking big dick. You could do cool things. You want to do more because you know people are on you. Like you fucking got it now. Like he needs to be in a market, homie, and he ain't. And I know he's got his money, and that's fine, and he's chilling, and I get that. But I want you in a market, homie.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the deal, because they don't want to move him, right? They got to have at least one they got to get to the floor. They got to at least have one or two players that make money who they can they only have to sell 5,000 tickets now moving into next season, you know? So
Andy, that's so fucking stupid. Embarrassing. Guys, what the fuck are we doing? Andy, we could go make a goddamn alumni game at Centene Ice Rink and have more fans than them.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So, but if I'm Keller, well, I just would go. Listen, I just know me personally. Like, I would be like, wait a minute, how come everybody else gets to get traded, but like I can't get traded? You know. And listen, he puts up good numbers. He's a good player, obviously, but a lot of it is because he gets a ton of opportunities there, man. I mean, he's the only guy they have, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Schmaltz had like 7 points, but like when you're like the best player on the team, you're gonna get a lot of opportunities. All right, so Peter Bondra, dude. Listen, I heard from people today, like we announced that, they're like, damn, dude, I hadn't even thought of that name. He was like one of my favorite players growing up. And that's what we try to bring to the table, dude. Pondra. Like, there's people who you're just legitimately interested in like learning about. Like, what's up with this guy? This guy was badass back in the day.
90s motherfucker. He's a 90s motherfucker. Look, we love that. That's Andy, what we grew up watching these cats. Like, I remember Peter Bondra with that fucking dark ass mullet. Don't play with me. I remember seeing that mug flying down like fucking man. I remember that. Like, oh yeah, that badass fucking Washington team. Like, I was a kid. You were a kid, Andy. You're still kind of a kid, I guess. But
yeah, well, I'm a kid at heart.
You look like sure. Yeah, I'm sorry about today, by the way, guys. Like,
well, listen, Cam.
I'm
listen,
just saying, I love all y'all.
He was out of pocket. He wasn't responsive whatsoever. It was really just like I learned a lot about Cam today. Yeah, actually this weekend. He's traveling, and once he's like off the beaten path, he's just never to be heard from. So
sorry, homie. I didn't know I was pretty good. What did I miss? I'm here.
You did make it. You did make it.
I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm rambling. I'm like cutting him off.
Cam's a little tired. It's probably best that we get to the interview. People are going to love this interview anyway. It's a great interview with Peter Bondra. Cam, tell him about Hair Club, will you?
Well, good thing the front of my fucking hair looked good because the back don't look good. And I need Hair Club to hook me up on that bad boy. Hair Club for men and women, by the way. And they're all over the place. And just listen, I went in there. Look, I did that interview, Andy. Did you watch the whole thing?
I didn't get to. I just saw bits and pieces.
One?
No, I need the whole thing.
I didn't have an earpiece in. They sold it.
Here's Cam's answer. He said, "The weekend's been good. I've had a lot of fun. It's good. It's fun. It's fine. It's fine."
I can't hear.
I don't know what you said, dude. And Bryce Salvador was
like one part of it.
Like, what is going on?
Well, but that was one part of it.
I know.
Did it look bad or something? Who clipped that off?
I know. It's just so funny.
My wife?
No, I think MSG, they clipped like a 4-second clip or something. I'm like, what? It's like 4 seconds long. Between that and Marty not acknowledging you.
My God. Well, he didn't like me, I guess.
No, I know he does. Well, yeah. So tell us about the back of your head. Your back of your head, though. It's looking better.
Oh,
I don't even notice it.
Hair club. Listen, all you gotta do is walk in that mug. It's the easiest thing in the world, and they'll be like, "Hey, what's up? Here, you're losing your fucking hair. Let's get something going. Yeah, you want to be confident. I'm like 500 fights on my belt, and I'm still kind of like, oh, did I get the back of my fucking head? I need to get it done too. Again, the back part. I didn't get the back part done. I got the front part done. And it looks fucking lovely. Ooh. But the back part, I'm kind of like, what the fuck? And if I'm like that, I know all y'all like that. So just go in there, look at it, walk right in, do your thing.
Go to our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. And listen, if you book your consultation from there, you're going to save a bunch of money, 20%. I believe you're going to save over $250.
Yeah.
Just by going to the landing page, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. You can always call them 800-279-7878. They have solutions for everybody, hundreds of solutions, over 1,200 locations throughout North America. So you know there's one near you. And no matter what your issue is, if it's been going on for 2 weeks or for 2 years or 15 years, man, it's never too late to get that consultation, talk to somebody, and let them.
I'm jumping in. Sorry. I'm interrupting Cam today, and I don't give a fuck.
You're very interrupting.
Well, fuck you. I just got home, homeboy. You're lucky I'm doing this.
Talking all over me.
Fuck. You edit it then. The point is, though, get it done now. Don't wait. Just go see what the fuck they have to say. Walk right in. No one, everybody that works there gets it. So it's not like you're walking in. I get it, dudes.
Cam,
walk right in. I'm like, what's up? Help me.
There was a picture of you, dude, standing next to this guy.
Oh no!
In a studio, who was like, he was like 3 times the size of you.
Oh,
who was that guy? You look like a little kid next to him.
Well, imagine what you would look like
in a box. Who was that big muscle guy?
Christoph Olewa.
Yeah, who's
he wants
that?
to come on the pod. He's from Poland, by the way. He wants to talk about hardcore politics.
Well, I'd love to have him on.
I know.
Talk about. But was he was a player back in the day, right?
2 Santa Cups, with the Devils. You don't know Christoph Olewa?
No, it didn't have his name on there, dude.
You turned me for not being up to date on shit. I could read shit in 2 seconds. You don't even know who fucking Christoph Olewa.
How tall is he? 6'7"?
6'6", dude. I took his job in 2005. Yep.
And did you?
Darren Langdon. I took their jobs. They signed them and they wrote them off.
Well, so does he still live?
And he left me in New York City one time. Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
Because of course, like whatever you're gonna say. When I was 18 years old, 19, we're playing an MSG, and I played with Olewa on the line. And it was preseason, and I fucking piss pumped Ryan Hallwig. It's on YouTube if you want to check those bad boys. I'm like, yeah. And so for some reason, we go all the way back home to Jersey, and then I didn't have any clothes to wear, so I wear his clothes in his house. He's like, come out, we're going back to fucking New York. I'm like, okay. So I go into his house. He's 6'6". He gives me his jeans, his Affliction shirt that's 15 times bigger than what I should have. His shoes are Ronald McDonald size. He goes, just wear that. You're good. Just wear that. So I go to New York City with Christoph Olewa. We take a fucking dinner in there. My shoes look like a fucking jackass. My shirt's all the way down to my ankles. My pants. We walk in. These 2 girls are like, are you guys twins? I go, I don't have clothes. We go into a bar. My first time in New York City. He leaves me. I'm gone.
Of course he does.
Leaves me. I'm by myself in New York City, 19 years old. Can't even get into bars. So I had to meet somebody to take me somewhere and have fun that night. And I look like a jackass clown dick with big shoes on. And then that's the second. Now this is the next time I see them. And I had
where were your
fucking New York City?
Where were your cop buddies back then? You
I didn't
have
know.
me yet.
I was 19. I didn't establish myself yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So again, hairclub.com/Cam Strick, 800-279-7878. Schedule your first consultation from our landing page. You're going to save $250, baby. Cam, how was the loosey goosey for you? Did that help you on the plane ride?
Oh my God. And the airport, by the way. And my breath smelled good. Because I remember being in that the bus, right? And I'm with a bunch of Blues fans. And I'm like sitting there with Kate, and I'm like, I need to throw a chew in, right? And if you open a chew on a bus or a plane, like everybody smells it. I know. And I gross people out, and I'm like, fuck that. And I put the loosey goosey in that motherfucker. And I'm like, yes. Send them on, baby. Cinnamon. You don't smell fucking Kodiak motherfucking wintergreen. You're smelling cinnamon and loveliness. So don't give me that fucking look because I got Lucy. That's like
they've got wintergreen too, man. They got all different flavors. So what's been your go-to? I know you've been experimenting. What's your go-to?
I don't think you understand what I'm saying, but no, cinnamon, because cinnamon is like gum. So it just smells different than what I had, like my Cody. Like if I have like wintergreen, like I chew that. So if like cinnamon's just like a different aroma, and it doesn't give the. I'll open a fucking chew on a bus with random people, and they're like, I'm like, oh god, like a fucking hillbilly. But then a loosey goosey, I'm like, what's up, cinnamon? I'm putting fucking gum in. Get on with yourself.
It had to be great on the plane, dude. Perfect on the plane. Loosey goosey, by the way, lucy.co. That's where you go to get all the information you need. And you use that promo code, man. We can't stress this enough, Cam. We need people to use that promo code when they go to lucy.co. Can you tell the people, please? Tell them they need to use the promo code Cam Strick.
Yeah, Cam Strick, dude. Just try it. You guys know what the fuck I go through with this shit. Try it. I'm telling you. You know when I'm saying Andy's like, hey, we spent no, you guys know. You chewers know what I'm talking about with that. Just try this Lucy stuff. I'm telling you, it's good.
And use that promo code.
Use the fucking promo code, Andy. No shit. Cam Strick.
People choose to use nicotine to relax, Cam, to focus or just unwind after a long day, which is why you need some loosey goosey right now, honestly, after your travels.
I traveled all fucking day and I got fucking vertigo. And when you motherfuckers get older, you're going to know you got to booze before you get on the plane. So like we sucked this up and did our shit. We got Peter Bondra coming out. I sucked it up for you, Andy. So it's kind of goofy, and I'm sorry.
Well, we could have done it at 7 a.m., but you didn't pack the mic.
I ain't doing that, okay? I'm in fucking NYC.
For people who don't know, Lucy is a modern oral nicotine company that makes nicotine gum, lozenges, and pouches for adults who are looking for the best, which is what we give them. So these pouches for adults, for anybody looking for the best, most responsible way to consume their nicotine, this is the best alternative that's out there, man. I'm telling you.
It's good.
It's a new year, so why not start by switching to the new nicotine product that you can feel good about, which you can feel good about it. I got to tell you this, though, Cam. Yeah. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Okay. If that's what you're worried about, you can get over it. There's other things you got to worry about, too. But this helps you with that. And actually, nicotine, to be honest with you, I've been through hardcore shit. Nicotine's pretty hard to get off of. It really is because the other stuff will kill you and you have to do it where nicotine's just like, it's hard to explain. All y'all know what I'm talking about.
Lucy.co. Go there today, make the switch and get your life in order, dude. Let's start getting on the right path. Let's get on the right path. If you're chewing or smoking cigarettes, dude, I'm just saying.
Hey, if you smoke darts, listen, can I say something? If you're
go ahead.
I love you guys, and I know you Canadian vocalize in America, but like as a girl or a guy, unless the girls, if you're trying to wheel a chick and you smoke darts, like the girl that doesn't smoke darts you better be handsome because you have to have.
You better be wealthy. Okay.
Well, Andy, I'm just saying, like you can be funny, doesn't matter. Canadian, like we're talking to Canadian folk too, so everybody's kind of like. It's not a competition as much up there than here, maybe in the big cities, but like we're talking to good old folk, you know. But if you smoke darts, I feel like if a girl doesn't smoke darts, you already down peg yourself in the notch of her liking you.
Yes, yes. Okay, good
point.
And
you too. Yeah. You fucking 10 years in the show. My wife is up there, like she knows what's up. She gonna get it. We make out no matter what. No, it doesn't matter. But like I'm already there. But if you're chewing or doing that in front of girls, like they're automatically not going to like you as much. I'm just
automatically. Lucy.co. Get there today. All right, the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, man. And this is what it's all about. You guys all know this too.
I should have used a goddamn BBB for this goddamn trip.
Oh my God. I wish I could read the reviews on that hotel that you stayed at. I might have to look at the reviews. And you should have checked those out.
My poor wife. I lost my fucking shit. Man, it was an all-day thing, hugging people all fucking day, doing this, like fucking day, blah, 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 blah. It was great. And all I want to do is get home with Kate and just be in like lovely mode, and have towels and not the food from last night there. And you open
how
that motherfucking door.
How was the COVID out there? Are people wearing masks and stuff or no?
It's so weird. No, it's all good. But you'll see people down the street wearing masks everywhere, and you'll see it's all good. It didn't bother.
Is it a requirement inside the buildings and restaurants and stuff like they require?
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Everything's totally good. Funny how that works, by the way. Where's Fauci at? Where'd you go? You gone? Oh, it's Matt disappear. And I know what went down, and I get all that stuff, but it's like, yeah, I'm glad.
I could probably get a hold of him.
Guy. Get his. I don't want to see him ever again.
Podcast. No, I'm going to bring him on the pod.
Get his fucking ass on the pod. Well, we double mouse.
Hey,
hold on.
The BB Cam Sheraton Hotel Experience. It should be on the BBB. We'll check that out. Well, we're not bashing Sheraton.
I don't like to bash things.
They may want to sponsor one day. Hey, you can find trustworthy BBB accredited businesses at bbb.org. And you know that. It's where you turn when you're looking for an honest business. Go to the BBB. They've been reviewing companies for over 100 years. This is where you go when you need to trust the reviews that you read online, because you can't trust all of them. And that's just the bottom line. There's a lot of reviews out there. You don't trust any reviews. You don't know who's making the reviews unless you go to the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, bbb.org. Find an easy way for consumer tips for every situation. And I mean every situation. Everything, including buying cars from our boy Dan Bellman. Danny boy.
I need a shit kicker. Everybody, listen, people text me more about talking about the shit kicker than what we say about whatever. They want me to get a badass 25 Hyundai with that fucking diesel, brand new, badass, big old fucking tire. I don't want to get lifted. Listen, all y'all. I know you good old boys want me to get lifted. I don't do that. I need to park in bullfuck places. I can't have it lifted up. I can't do that. I'm not going to have the nutsack hanging down from the... Andy, you don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to have the nutsack hanging down.
Sure, not going to have that. I'll tell you.
I'm not going to have the nutsack hanging down from the goddamn thing. I'm not going to have it. But I want a shit kicker that's classy as shit. And I just want to, I kind of want a diesel. And then the gas prices, oh God, they're so bad. So I'm just going to chill for a bit and wait for this, thing to get over if it ever does.
Well,
but I want to bet.
Can I talk about what I'm looking for from Danny Boy and Kyle and of course Dale? Everybody, all of them, all y'all. I'm looking at that Denali. You know that. Gas prices are crazy right now. We didn't even talk about that. It's just amazing how much money I'm spending right now in gas. So make sure you have listen. And that's one thing about. Oh yeah, I am.
It ain't that bad here. It ain't as bad as you think it is, dude.
It's under the national average, but it's still costing me $70 every time I fill it up.
I know, no doubt. And your little dinky fuck Volvo, that thing costs you $70 fucking bucks. That thing should be fucking sucking your ass. That thing should be paying for your goddamn gas.
I've got the racing series.
Oh yeah,
the racing design, and it's very powerful actually. And that's why. Well, there you go. That's why it takes a lot of gas. But I will say this, Bellman, dude, talk to the people who work there, man. They're going to get you something obviously that is fuel economy and I understand it's tough right now. There's a lot of shit going on. Gas shouldn't be that expensive.
They got cool stuff, man. They got all kinds of stuff there. Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, Bellman's
all cool the vehicles. Listen, you get a lot of gas mileage and all that stuff. Cam, I'm just saying, they will hook you up. They got something for everybody. You know that.
Exactly.
Out there in Troy, Missouri, Buick GMC across the street. They got the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and get yourself whatever you need in time for the spring and the summer too. I'm looking at that Jeep Wrangler. Cam is looking at the pink one, 2-door small wheels, which is what he's looking for. Of course, Car Shield. We love our friends over there at Car Shield as well. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM, which is extremely embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. It'll save you 10%, though. So that's why I tell people to go ahead and do it, man. We love our friends at Car Shield. You never know when something's going to go down. Computer goes down. It could be an alternator. It could be a starter. It could be your brakes. But we're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars in some situations. Your computer goes out. Now, what are you going to do? Sign up for Car Shield and do it now. And use that promo code and save some money over there with Car Shield. Again, 800-857-2481. We love our friends at Car Shield. They've been with us forever and love our relationship and the support we get from Car Shield here on the Cam and Strick podcast. All right, Peter Bondra. Is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know. I want to hear some comments from the listeners. Like, let us know. Do you think he should be? Over 1,000 games, over 500 goals. One of the best Slovakian players ever. I mean, when you think about what he did, and obviously being a part of a lot of international hockey for Slovakia too, man. Great teammate. Was on some really good Washington Capital teams. Played with Adam Oates. Played with a bunch of different people there with the Capitals. Went to the Stanley Cup final, man. He talks all about it. And then some. Great interview, great conversation with the one and only Peter Bondra on the Cam Strick podcast. The Cam Strick podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now up to the interview.
Hello.
Peter.
Hey, guys.
Is this Bonsai?
You can call me whatever you want.
Bonsai.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome into the Cam Strick podcast, man. And listen, we're glad to have you. I know you've been busy and doing some stuff. Yeah. So
where you at right now, Peter? Like, where you living at?
I am Annapolis, Maryland. I'm home.
Oh, nice.
Hey, but you know what, Peter? You say that because you know, it's funny because you say, well, I didn't play in the 80s. And I know that. And you never saw a game in the 80s either. Like, you never saw an NHL game in your life until you came over. Yeah. Like, some people would say, come on, man, that can't be true.
It is true. Obviously, my first year was the 90s, actually, when I was drafted. And there's definitely no chance to see. There's no social media. There's no satellites. And yeah. I grew up in a communism country, which is Czechoslovakia. And there's obviously we didn't have access to many NHL games or any NHL games. Only what I had a chance to watch was a Canada Cup or World Championships or Olympics.
Yeah. So how was your upbringing? Like, explain it to everybody how it was and getting into hockey and your mom and dad and all that stuff.
Well, you know, I grew up in a small town under mountains called Poprad, and I'm pretty sure this is like in Canada or Minnesota when everybody play hockey in a cold city or where you have places to play outdoors. And I start early mean like I was going to school. My first 4 years, I started. Of my first 4 grades of the school, I started learning to skate. I remember the communism had a great setup for athletes, and I was selected to hockey team, which is all my teammates are my classmates. So we all go to school together during the day. Sometimes in the morning hours we had a practice, or we finished day with the school. So that was good setup. And I remember you just have to show the talent and capability to skate. And I was selected to the team, and I grew up in that small town playing hockey. And, my idol was my brother, where he started playing hockey a little later. He was 15, 16 years old when he started putting first, not skates, but playing hockey actually as a game. And he was a great athlete and he became a good player. So I tried to follow his footsteps and just go through pretty much all that category on a junior to junior when I remember I was 17 years old, and obviously junior team is connected to the pro team, which was in a town, and I was watching the game, and when I was 17, and the team, professional team, was playing, and they've been kind of had a hard start the season, and the PA announcer announced 5 names, and my name was including on the announcement. The basically message was all those guys come to locker room after a game. The coach wants to see you. So all of us been on that game. So we come to locker room, and that team was losing. And coach told us, boys, tomorrow you're not going to go to school. You'll come to our practice. And I was surprised, obviously, and I asked, what about school? Well, we'll take care of the problems there. You just have to show up tomorrow for practice. And that was my sort of first experience with not necessarily pro hockey. but be part of the big team. And we start playing next game. I score a goal, and we become part of the team for remaining of the season. And the team from pretty much last place end up to be a second in the league, and we had a great success.
All right, Peter, listen, we've had the great Peter Stastny on with us. I mean, he's told his life story. Just unbelievable story. People like Bobby Hosik who have a story coming from, your region of the world. Like, I'm just curious, like when you say communism, like for people out there, like as a young child growing up in that environment, can you explain what it's like, just being in your shoes and dealing with communism? Like, what does that really mean?
Oh, for a young person like myself, when I was, I don't know, from 10 to whatever, 7, I don't think I didn't feel like I was somehow too held hostage or somehow, but obviously for older people where you see different parts of war, this is definitely, you kind of feel like you're in a setback and living in that environment. But for me as a young hockey player, I think there was great opportunity. Hockey was set up great. I don't have to. My parents didn't have to pay for any equipment. Just need to show talent. And but like you said, later on, I was limited. Obviously, to be honest, before I came to play National Hockey League, I didn't know what NHL was, and I had the opportunity to travel to Western Europe. That was great. I like to go to Switzerland and play different countries. But that was definitely probably I will feel later on, maybe like Peter, his career, he played in the Czechoslovakian league, and definitely he probably had more knowledge about NHL, and because the people approach him and he could play better league or don't be limited to play or stay in a country where you don't have much freedom. So, but obviously I experienced that freedom when the curtain or what you call Iron Curtain came down, and I was able to travel free in 1990 after I learned I was drafted by the Capitals.
Yeah, those kind of it was perfect timing for you. That everything kind of opened up a little bit, right?
Yes, for me it was perfect timing, and like I said, I never played for national team before, so I wasn't player, which is that all the scouts know about it. But I remember playing in the Czechoslovakian league already 4 years. I think I gained some experience. I was 21, and I remember. Jack Button, big scout from the Washington Capitals, came over to watch the game, but he was scouting Richard Smelik, and my team was playing against Richard's team, and I told myself then, hey, maybe he will notice me somehow, and I told myself I have to have a good game. So I did have a great game. I scored a couple goals, and one of the goals I scored, we had a goalie. I'm not saying he was crazy goalie, but he took the puck when he caught the puck, and he kicked to that puck with his goalie shit pads to red line. I picked the puck and I scored one of those 2 goals. What I scored, and that was kind of unusual. And I remember, Jack after the game supposed to leave, and it looks like he noticed me on that game. And he traveled to watch me again to my hometown where he played again. I scored a goal. And I remember first time I met him in the GM's office. And Jack told me he liked the way I skate. He liked the way I score goals. And he asked me a question if I ever thought to play National Hockey League. And my answer was funny because still we are under regime. So I said, well, if you somehow can manage to get me and to try that, to play the National Hockey League, I'm more than happy to try that. And we left it like that. And probably a few months later, I learned from the newspaper, I was drafted by Washington Capitals, 9th round, pretty much last player on the draft. Probably most of the scouts went for lunch, and I was chosen by Washington Capitals.
Wow! Yeah. Listen, that's how you find out in the newspaper.
Yes.
Oh my God! So this scout, by the way, so listen, these people need some serious recognition.
Damn right.
I mean, to find people like you outside of North America, and they're out scouting somebody
taking
else,
a chance,
and taking a chance, man. Yeah. And it's amazing that only like one team really could do that because what were you drafted? What 156?
He was 156. Yeah.
I mean, man.
Yeah. Well, then we had only 8 rounds, and I was the last round. But it's not like you send the scouts to communist country. Obviously CSKA, that team, which is played all the best players in Russia. Everybody know about those guys, but still they are limited to come over to play National League because they allow them later on their careers. But in my case, I really, like I said, I didn't know what the NHL was, and I said, hey, I'm willing to try. And to coming to DC was funny because I didn't have any pressure on me. I didn't know what the NHL was. There was no expectation. Now, if I was drafted by Caps, for example, this year or something, I will probably have more pressure on myself. I will probably try even harder, and who knows, you might not be successful. Because like I said, my days, I just, hey, I'll give a shot. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't happen, I can always come home and continue my career in Czechoslovakian League. So
no pressure, eh?
Yeah.
So when you first got here, were you like, oh my God, like this is completely different? And when you walked in the locker room, like, was there, everything was kind of organized, and like, explain like your initial thought when you came over here and you started playing for an NHL team,
getting paid.
I landed in the Washington airport, and it was 5:00 rush hour, rain.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it. How many cars on the road? For me, it was overwhelming just to see that.
You got to the hotel 3 hours later.
Nice cars too, probably different cars than you've ever seen before.
Of course, yeah. There's no Skodas or any Russian cars on the road, so you have all that luxury cars, which is to my eyes was overwhelming. And there may be that many cars on the road. What I was going to say, obviously traffic and everything else. I remember a trainer of the Capitals came over, picked me up, but his name was Slago, Doug Scherer, and he was really ripped. I was like, look at him. You are a player? Because they already give me a translator guy,
Yeah.
which is helped me to start talking to, because I didn't speak any English at all. I really nothing. I didn't have a clue. And because I learned for 8 years in Czechoslovakia, Russian language. So I was able to speak Russian, but not English. So he wasn't a player. So I was wondering, geez, how the player is going to look like, So anyhow, funny story, even, so I got to before training camp, you skating with a bunch of guys. It wasn't no contact that just everybody started getting to a town, and everybody look at me like, who is that guy? He's skating a little faster than everybody else. So when the training camp started, obviously I had a big target on my chest. Trust me, everybody tried to slow you down or just, get a piece of physically and try to even, because everybody fight for a spot on a team. And somehow I managed to survive the training camp. I made a team. Preseason, the team was playing 11 games. I played all 11. The coaches tried to see me in every game.
Yeah.
And I remember we had there was a free nights and free game. Obviously, this rule, new rule, you cannot do that. But now at that time, you can do anything. So I played pretty much even free nights and free games. So it was, somehow I survived. I made a team, and I was lucky because as soon as I made a team, you guys remember Neil Sheehy?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I talk to Neil all the time. He's an agent, man. I'll give Neil a shout out.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But Neil was obviously on the team, and I skate my first training camp, and with helmet Jofa. Remember, like Team Solani type of helmet?
Yeah.
All the heavies
You
were the
look like-
Jofas.
Peter Klima wore the Yofa.
Kozman out, or something like that. And Neil Sheehy, after I made the team, he took the helmet from me and gave me CCM. And I asked him why. Well, if I know you are European, if I go to corner, I will just kill you there. So he tried to protect me. I mean, because obviously he was a tough guy on the team, and he pretty sure felt responsible, make sure nothing happened to me when I started the season. Because obviously the game was different than now. So Neil took a helmet, gave me CCM. I said, okay, I will play with CCM, no problem. But funny thing, Neil Sheehy got traded to Calgary following year. And I am on the warm up in the Calgary. I look at Neil. He's skating on the other side, and he's got the Jofa helmet.
They're comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable. Well, and obviously during the game, I didn't ask him. But after the game, I kind of ran to him and I asked him, "Why you have a Jofa helmet?" He said, "He want to look like European." So I was laughing like crazy about that one.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, what I'm saying, you can tell as soon as I made a team, I was fortunate to have a great teammates around me. They tried to help me, protect me, and just even Mike Pivonka was there already, which is
great passer,
yeah.
Peter. Yeah,
and he helped me a lot. Just just around the game. Just imagine, before the game season start. Obviously, you said that. First game I ever saw, I was in it. So that was a game against Pittsburgh. That was my first National Hockey League game, and I had a great seat on the bench, and I played also. So, but if you don't speak English, the coach come before a game, obviously the speech, and you try to learn from his lips what he's saying about, and. A funny thing, I was just trying to read or just kind of listen for a couple seconds. Obviously, I give up after 10 seconds because I was clue what he was saying. I didn't have a clue at all. So, but the coach just pointed to Mike, just kind of with the finger, Mike, just take the Peter or Bonsai on the side and explain to him what we're doing. Bonsai. So So Mike was a big help, especially for early in my career, just to kind of make a great transition to the game, make sure I understand what he's supposed to do, what's the game plan, and what's our role or my role in the team.
God, it's so I don't know how the hell you did it, because I'm a drill buster anyway, and I do speak English, and I can comprehend what people are telling me, and I still fuck drills up. But the language barrier, not to mention a new league, and so your first game and even preseason game when it's just straight up chaos everywhere. Like when you were playing around and you got some of these monsters cruising around trying to take your head off, hooking you, clutching you, punching you, doing this, doing that, chirping. Were you like, what league am I in? This is what the hell is going on here?
Well, you learn quick, and you don't obviously from beginning. Well, you're skating by the other team bench, and you can hear anything from comedy to go back, whatever you came from, which was fine. This is like a part of the game. You start learning, and after a couple months, and I started yapping, or I start opening my mouth back. What are you gonna do about it? Ooh. So,
hey, and that's what Stastny said too. Stastny started he started obviously like whacking guys too.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't whacking, but if somebody obviously tried to whack me, there's you have some guys like. Cam, maybe like you guys, Chief Berube was on the team. Oh. Later on, Chris Simon. So we had some players, which is, I'm pretty sure they will try to help me make sure I am okay in the game. So, but I wasn't trying to initiate, obviously. But sometimes when the people chasing you, when you play on the edge, I kind of help yourself or your team performance because just you're more in the game and you feel like you can take advantage from it.
Hey, let me ask you
this. They can't catch you anyway.
And we'll get into all those guys. Obviously, we know the Chief really well, and just a ton of respect for Chris Simon, man, and his career. But listen, what's going on in the world right now? I want to get your take on this real quick before we move on, because what's happening in Russia, Ukraine, all of that. You're Soviet-born. It says that you were born in Ukraine. I mean, do you have family over there? Yeah. How is this affecting you personally in terms of what's going on in the world right now?
Well, it's affecting all of us. I mean, this is a sad week, and or a few days have been, and I hope everything will settle down. And yes, I was born in Ukraine. I asked my brother because he lived in. I'm from Slovakia originally, so I asked my brother if we still have any relatives. I asked him to reach out to them, and I told them anything they need, we'll bring them to Slovakia if necessary and provide the housing and whatever they need, we'll help them. But we don't have necessarily like close families in Ukraine. But also because I work as a Washington Capitals director of Alumni Association, so I reach out to Dmitry Kristich, which is he's in Ukraine. And I told him same thing, Dima, you need anything, just house or anything, come to Slovakia. I will take care of you. We will help you out, you and your family, if you need it. So, yeah, it's a sad. I hope everything turn back to normal. And not sure what else to say. It's a really, really dark week of our lives. So
and
Scary.
Dimitri, who you had talked to, right? He's okay. Everything's okay there with him?
he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, he's doing well. So he's outside of Kiev. So I mean, I wish him all the best, and I hope he's safe and his family as well.
Yeah, no, we do too. Hey, what do you think it's like for Russian players over here right now? I mean,
Dominic Hosik chimed in.
Well, yeah, but you're with the the Washington Capitals. I mean, they've got the most recognizable Russian athlete in the world there, and Alex Ovechkin. You've got Kuznetsov. I mean, Orlov. I mean, you got a bunch of Russians over there playing just for the Capitals. I mean, what do you think it's like for them right now?
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't talked to them. I'm pretty sure they, like everybody else, thinks normal people like they're against any war. I mean, so I it's hard for me to comment on them, but I'm pretty sure they're not happy what's happening there in Ukraine.
Yeah, it's certainly tough. It's very bizarre. It's very complex, and it's hard to keep up with. But it's definitely scary. Let me get back to the Washington Capitals and playing with a guy like Chris Simon. And we're trying to get Chris Simon on. We've had basically everybody. We're trying to get him on. But man, how was he? And he was pretty crazy. I played against him multiple times. He kind of went a little wild at the end of his career with some things. But God, that guy can play. He threw left heat down the pipe. He had that long black hair. I mean, gosh almighty, how was he as a teammate? And he was a pretty scary dude, wasn't he?
He was. I was lucky to have him on my team, and Chris was a really great teammate. He was all you guys, tough guys, are really great people. It's not like you guys are monsters, but no, you have a great heart, and you will do anything to help your team or teammates. So, and Chris was example of that being a great teammate. And I remember to play actually maybe a season and a half. We play on the same line, me and him at Adam Oates, and I felt he created a lot of room for me. Trust me, anytime he stepped on the ice, that the other pair of Ds or forwards, they definitely had a head on a swivel. And I remember if I want to run the goalie on that shift when he's on the ice, nothing would happen to me. Because the Chris, he would just look at his long hair. He was looking on defenseman. He would just shake it. If something he had against me, the other D, or he just somehow retaliate or try kind of intimidate me, he would just shake hand, no, don't do it. And the guy just put his head down and went change. And you can tell he can create a lot of room. It's not like I took advantage of it, but no, he was actually Chris, I think, scored almost 20 goals, or maybe he did score 20 goals on the season. Yeah.
And you should take advantage of that, by the way.
Take advantage of it, damn right.
Yeah, I did. I had to maybe a couple extra assists, which is my game probably didn't have many. So
no. Hey, and we'll talk about that. But listen, you when you start scoring goals though, and you just become popular, and you're going to all-star games, you're winning the fastest skater competition, not once but twice, scoring 50 goals. I mean, on your way to a 500-goal career, Peter, unbelievable goal scorer during your era. What was life for you? You start making money. And all the here you
Peter.
Now, welcome to America, Peter.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, good things you start enjoying quick and learn this is what you want to do. And my game obviously wasn't there from beginning. I had a great set of wheels, but not necessarily upper body. So you start learning the game. You try to adjust your body, or you try to train a little extra, make sure you can sustain hits and you can skate away from the hit as a first player and be in a good position to score. I remember we had a lockout year. I believe it was 94, 95, if I'm guessing, my fourth year.
Yep.
And I wasn't sure what type of player I am, actually. I didn't have an identity, because we all should have, if you're on that level, NHL player, you should know what's your goal or role in the team. It should be. 1 year I had more assists, 1 year I had more goals, so I just tried to figure out what I want to do. So that year, I told myself I want to be a goal scorer. I want to concentrate, score on the goals, be more a little bit, not necessarily selfish, but shoot more often, make sure hit the net and basic stuff to work on it. And remember, we had a little bit extra time before that season starts. So I had a little extra train and I was ready. I make myself sort of mentally ready for the season. And I set set myself individual goal, which is score 20 goals. 20 goals on the shorthand season, 40-plus game would be equal 40. And I can say, well, it could be a good season for me as an individual, and hopefully that those goals will help the team. So what I did, guys, those sticky pads, when you go to groceries, you put your stuff, what you try to buy. So those sticky pads, I fill up with number 20, and I put them everywhere, in my car, locker room, on my alarm clock, bathroom. So that number 20 told me to remind me through a whole season what is my goal. But that was not about the goals. That 20 remind me I have to eat right, work extra, make sure I take care of myself, make sure I'm ready for a game and prepare. So doing all those small things, which is will have hopefully you will create a big picture and you will be successful in that season. So my mind was set like there's no way I can fail. Only I can succeed, and if I do all the stuff right, I will be good. So after the year, believe it or not, when I score, I went to 19, 18, and all the notes went gone. Obviously, after probably half season games, and I ended up to score. Actually, I ended up to lead the league on the goals on that year. From the guy who didn't have a sort of identity, I become sort of a goal scorer. Then after that, I took off, and I used that. I didn't use the notes anymore, but the example how I have to prepare myself and what I have to do, make sure I'm successful in the game. I use that as a sort of not vehicle, but kind of gouging to next. Obviously, a remaining of my hockey career.
Okay, but then you learn it's a business, though, right? Business. I mean, the NHL is a business. I mean,
of course.
You held out at one point, I think, for almost 40 days, something like that.
We started.
And then later in your career, like they suspended you because you wouldn't report when you did have a contract. You wanted to restructure your contract. So, like, I mean, how did that mindset change of, okay, just trying to find out if you could play in the NHL to all of a sudden, hey, listen, I know what I'm worth, I know what my value is, and I want to be paid accordingly?
Well, I wasn't suspended, but obviously we held up. We didn't have a contract, me and Mike Tedonka. One season, and we started the season in Detroit for playing for Detroit Vipers, and we play like almost 10 games we play, and that was just you on the sort of group where you don't have a leverage because you are what's a group, you are not free agent, but obviously you belong under a team, and so we decided to held up and try to negotiate new contracts, and we did successfully. I was happy to get back to DC after 10 games or 9 games, and it was IHL. This is part of the business when you learn. Obviously, you have an agent, you have advice to take from, and you start looking at the market or players, which is you try to compare yourself, how much sort of they make, and you should sort of make the same money, if not better, or if not more. So, and that was the part of the business which I learned. Obviously, I was disappointed, but somehow we managed to go through, and the team was happy when he got back, me and Mike, and start playing for Caps again.
Did you renegotiate the deal though? Like, because you had a contract at one, right?
No, we didn't have a contract.
But then later in your career, though, I thought like when you wouldn't report, you wouldn't play in the exhibition games or whatever. Like you had a contract and you wanted to renegotiate.
Never happened to me when I had a contract. I'm not sure what where you guys don't get the news, but no. Well, I was at one point, yes. No, I didn't hold it, but I asked for trade because just things sometimes doesn't go well. And wasn't publicly asked. I asked GM, but one of the deals which is Jordan McPhee had for me. He was going to trade me later in career, but I had to sign a contract with new team, which is next year. I was free agent, so I wasn't for that at that time because it didn't make sense for me. I could wait a little bit, and I can choose my own team where I want to play if somebody have an interest.
Andy usually doesn't make mistakes like that. Just so you know, he's pretty spot on with everything. He doesn't just shoot from the hip.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I read a story about. Well, I knew that you had held out and whatever, but then I thought later.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but never under contract. I always underplay the games, and as far as I remember. But anyhow.
Hey, so okay, you're in Washington. You got a little bit of coin now. And you're probably, I'm sure you didn't grow up with a ton of money, neither did I. And I remember what I did with my first paychecks being young in St. Louis, playing for my hometown. But like, what'd you buy? And were you like, wow, walking around like, I might get this, I might get that, I might send some money back to my family? Like, did it become kind of chaotic? Were you in control when you started making good money?
Well, first of all, I started with my first contract. One-way contract was like $90,000. So it's not like it was a lot of money for me, but it's not like I'm new NHLer where you start under $1 million with your first contract. So, you learn. Obviously, you learn as a family man what is your priority. And for me, it was always education of my kids. So I definitely I rather spend the money on their education than obviously on the luxury cars or some stuff. It's part of your life. Obviously, you want to live in a nice place and drive even decent car, which make sure you're safe. But this is that stuff is not priority in my life. Like I said, family was the first, and always will be. And I am not the show and tell guy. I'm just ordinary guy, which is just live the life, which is best what you can do for yourself and for your family.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Well, that's good, by the way, because a lot of people aren't like that.
No.
I spend so much money. Oh, God.
Hey, I got to talk to you about a couple of instances, though. Like, Dominic Hosik, like, you kind of, like, shoved him from behind, and he, like, took off his blocker and, like, threw it at you. And it's, like, one of the, like, most hilarious, like, highlights in the history of hockey. Like, Dominic, like, I've never seen a goaltender do that before. He literally took his blocker off and threw it at Peter Bondra. Like, did you guys have a relationship before that? Like, do you laugh about it? Like,
of course. We know each other. I had the chance to meet him before he came over, maybe a couple times. But also, when you play against each other, we always say hi or just acknowledge each other. But Dominic, that was the playoffs, and obviously, as you know, if you get on the skin of Dominic, you might have a chance to beat him, or he will make a mistake, or make him a little bit not comfortable in the goalie crease. In those days, you can still go to a crease, so pretty much through the whole series, we had at least one guy always stepping on his toes there, and I think that was when we met in the corner on that game. He was already, we got him. So got him got him. He was all distracted and he couldn't, I guess, hold that blocker. He threw after me. Good thing. You know what? I remember this play. My head was kind of looking different direction and blocker went behind my net. I didn't see that. I was skating to middle ice to change, and all of a sudden, like 2 or 3 guys from Buffalo tried to challenge me because they thought something happened. But all of a sudden, everybody come to circle, nothing happened, and the game was over because that was the end of the game. And I came to the locker room, I saw on the replay, and good thing I saw it because I was going up to talking to media, and all the questions are about this sort of accident which has happened. So at least I had a little knowledge because, like I said, on the ice, I didn't see the blocker flew over my head.
Oh, that was hilarious, by the way. Hey, so let me ask you about Dale Hunter, who, is very successful, had a long career, leader of that team, of course, the Washington Capitals. But, like, how was he as a leader in the locker room? Like, he's so, like, stoic now. He doesn't really talk much. Andy and I have been trying to get him on. I know he does a lot of stuff with London Knights in the OHL. But, like, how was he as a leader? I know he had a little craziness to him. Like, explain Dale Hunter to us.
Well, he was a leader for sure, and he was quiet leader. His actions on the ice, he left everything what he had. I mean, every night. And, sometimes when, not necessarily crazy him, but I remember days where you can basically 5 guys, you step on the ice and all the 5 guys can fight, or especially the games against Philly. And if the game didn't go our way, you can tell Chief and Dale, they most of the time, or sometimes they played together and they stood up and it was a call, let's rodeo. And that mean like, I don't want to be on the ice that time, because if I was, I better look for Johnny Leclerc. I can hold on to him.
Oh, we had him on, by the way.
the other way, you got wrong spot with somebody, then you might be in trouble. So, but those guys, they know what they did. Their game was, I'm not saying Dale was a fighter. No, Dale had a lot of skills. He scored a lot of goals. Yep. I had a chance to play with him. He was as my center. So great teammate. I mean, you cannot ask for any better person or better player to be around you. And he, like I said, he gave it all. And I remember even my days, I was already maybe fifth year in the season. In the training camp, I remember I got the elbow to my nose. I was bleeding, and I was looking at him. What's going on? He just play hard. That's all. He doesn't give an inch of ice, and he will fight for his position. And sometimes it's just kind of came as he didn't want to hit me or hurt me, but he just his action or reaction of the play was like that, and boom, I was going to the bench with a little red nose, but all good with So yeah, I like Dale. He was great, man. Or he still is.
Okay, look, can we talk about the 93 playoffs, though? Like your reaction, were you like, oh, my God, what just happened? Like, when he hits Pierre Turgeon, I mean, he got that crazy suspension and whatever, and I know you guys were the heavy favorite, I think, in that series and everything. So, I mean, to walk us through that play and just what your guys' reaction was on the bench and then, going into the dressing room afterwards.
Oh, well, I remember the series didn't go our way, sort of. I was on the bench. I saw from distance and I think it was late in the game. So it looks like game was already over. So, hey, sometimes you cannot control your emotions. And I'm not trying to, tell Dell he did the right thing. Of course, he did it wrong. But sometimes, you know how you're in the game and you all of a sudden just – you need to control your emotions. That's what I think all of NHL players are. And Dale made a mistake, and it is what it was. So it's kind of what you're going to do. I mean, there's no excuse for that play. I understand, and he will probably agree now after so many years. But it is what it is. So I mean, as a team, you part of a team, and Dale is on your team, and obviously we don't try to encourage ourselves to do stuff like that, but that time was wrong, but we tried to move on and win a series.
Yeah, that was crazy. Hey, like Jim Carrey, this guy is like hard to like understand. I mean, he wins the Vezina 95, 96, and then never ever comes close to that like ever again. Okay, so when he's having that season, are you guys like, this guy is unbelievable? Or were you like, okay, like we didn't think he was this good, he'll never be able to do this again? Like, were you surprised to see him never recapture that again?
Well, it's hard for that time when he had that great year. You felt like we don't have to defend much, but at the same time, we had a great team and we had a really good 6 defensemen. If I remember correctly, we scored a lot of goals, and he was a big part of that our success. And it's hard to say on the goalies. I was fortunate to play with Ollie goalie for so many years, and he was there for us every year. And it's a tough job, but sometimes you have to be sort of, as a goalie, a little bit different stage of mental like preparation and everything. And that year for him, it worked. I don't know. I cannot explain. You have to ask Jim what happened in his career. And but remember that year, that was a really great year for us, and he helped us a lot.
Yeah, he had everything going on too, by the way, because the other Jim Carrey, the actor, was like fucking dominating in this. And
the movie.
Yeah, he's a movie star, so it kind of all tied together. But hey, that 97 run, you guys were such a cool team because you were big and tough and you had skill. You just had kind of everything. Mm-hmm. But then you get to Detroit, and they had that monster squad. They beat the Blues 97. Like when you guys are going into that series, were you confident, or were you looking on that lineup, Detroit lineup, and you're like, whoa, we have our hands full?
Well, when you start a series, you believe you can win. We've been successful. We showed the team effort. Goalie Oli was great for us, and you don't feel like you cannot beat them. There's for sure, but. Actually, I remember we had a chance, like second game. I think we led by a couple goals, and we had the empty netter as a Tikkanen. I was next to him. If we put that game away, who knows? That series might be going different direction. But yeah, same time, Detroit. Wow, that was definitely I would say all-star team or select team, which is great players, including Nick Legstrom and Steve Yzerman, all those guys, all the Hall of Famers. So for us. Went quick. Just I'm not saying they are much better. I think if I'm looking back, the 4 line beat us. They score most of the goals, and they made a difference in that series.
Who was that on that 4th line? Was that McCarty?
McCarty. Yeah, all the big guys, and they play physically, and they on the top and provide offense, and so. Like 90s, obviously, I'm not complaining. We had a great team, like you mentioned early. So so for us, I think the 90s, before a season, you look at the rosters and you're going to say, okay, the Cup's going to win either Colorado or Detroit or maybe Jersey. Obviously, Pittsburgh was on the mix. So the way all the teams are built and with no salary cap, there's definitely some teams have a not necessarily big advantage, but I would say upper hand with their success. And they did what they did, and they deservedly won all the Cups. And for us, yes, we make the finals. Obviously, didn't taste well on the end, but I was hoping I will have a chance to do it again. And unfortunately, as you know, hockey players, you never know when you're going to go that far and have a chance.
Hey, did you like Ron Wilson as a coach?
No, but looking back, I had the best years for him, and he know how to push the buttons on me and challenge me and put me into awkward situation. But he got the best of it. So now, after I would say a few years or 2,000 years, I say yes. I think he did a great job, and of course, as a coach, he's a great knowledge. He was a great coach, but sometimes just personal stuff or
like what though, Peter? Like give me an example.
Like head games, mind games.
No matter what you do, or my case, obviously you have your pride as a player. No matter what I do, sometimes I felt he just benched me for a whole third period, and I tried to show a message to I'm not sure who. I was already an experienced player. I know what's my responsibility in each game, and I know I have to show up. But sometimes maybe you made a mistake, or obviously, like we all do, game is based on mistakes, and you just try to figure out how to sort of not necessarily punish me, maybe show the team he can do whatever he wants. So obviously, I was upset. We had a few exchanges, but nothing serious. I never. Sort of after this, I not necessarily quit. I wouldn't even use that word, but I always try to next game rebound and try to be even better. And that's how he was successful with me to get me to play even harder or better, make sure I am more responsible to team or teammates, which is I was, but just sometimes you feel like, why? Sometimes you need to just not necessarily take the confidence from a player, actually give him confidence and show him, hey, you can make a mistake, go back and fix it. But, so I learned, but, like I said, the Ron is not, I play for him. I play for my teammates, for myself, for my family. And sometimes just it was what it was. But like I said, I learned from it and make me even stronger player to the future.
Okay, listen, you weren't in Ottawa very long. Good for you, by the way, that you didn't have to stay there very long. But, I think you were in the game. I think you scored a goal in that game where they had like one of the biggest line brawls that we've seen in ever with Robert, with Donald Brashear and Rob Ray.
And then Spezza.
God. And then like Robert Esch and Patrick Lalime, they were fighting God, Peter.
Oh, my God, that's all.
I was remaining last probably 4 or 5 players on the bench, which is and I remember I had to dislocate my pinky. So I'm not trying to make excuses. I wouldn't fight anyhow. But I asked my trainer just to tape the fingers together in case I got to do something, make sure I don't lose my finger. And I remember, who was on that? Berkey?
No, he came in at the end. I think it was Patrick Lalime and Robert Esch, right? Those were the goalies.
No, not for us. For Philly. I think goalie won the...
Oh, Ray Emery? No,
it was Robert Esch.
Okay.
Wasn't? I don't know.
And then Berkey came in because Esch got tossed out.
Oh, whatever, Berkey, I think whatever was on that, he tried to ask me to fight. I told him, I said, no, I didn't tell him anything. I said, screw it, I'm not going to fight yet. But I went to a bench and I said, screw it, I have to tape my fingers and make sure I can, if something happen, make sure I can hold on to somebody. But also, a few guys need to be responsible and finish the game because if me and Ofi from Ottawa get tossed in the game, there's nobody else on the bench. So.
What started that though? Like I remember Razor and Brash, and Brash just fucking pumps Razor. Razor hasn't lost in a while.
No,
getting older.
And he got cut.
He got cut bad. And I mean, what started that
I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember watching the game on NHL Network maybe a few years back. But I remember what started. But basically, anything could start when we had a great team. Obviously, Ottawa, one of the better teams I was on, with all the talent what he had. But just something went wrong and just kept going. It almost never ended. Only end the whistle, the game stopped. At sort of. Whatever it was.
Yeah, it was either that game or there was another game. I like Martin Havlat. I think like slashed, just swung his stick and hit the head of Mark Recchi.
Well, I don't know. It's too far to remember, but
I don't know if it was that game or what.
Something.
Yeah, something happened. But I just remember seeing. And reminding myself by watching that highlight, because Berkey came in afterwards, and I'm thinking, man, if Berkey was in the game, because he could scrap,
I
know.
I was lucky to stay away from the crease. Yeah.
I mean, but just crazy. Hey, why'd you get traded there anyway? Like they wanted to make.
Well,
a move?
It was just probably time. I mean, the Cap stars sort of going to different directions, and always they start trading. Yags was here; he got traded. Sergei Gonchar, me. And the Caps gained some draft picks. Obviously, we were able to draft Nick Backstrom and some others for now, obviously, the current team. Some of the players still playing on it. And so there was just probably the team was trying to get younger, restructure, whatever you call this. I mean, I wasn't happy. I was upset to leaving DC. I play all my career here. But at the same time, if that has to happen, and I was really looking forward to go to Ottawa after maybe, I would say, a couple days after all the emotion went down, and you start thinking, hey, this is a good opportunity. Maybe I should take advantage, and I tried to take advantage until we went to playoffs, Game 7, I believe, Toronto Maple Leafs, and we lost it, and really just kind of awkward game.
Hey, listen, now that you're running the alumni for the Caps, like how much are you around the team, and how well do you know Ovi? Have you gotten to know him, and just as a goal scorer, how much do you appreciate
him.
what he's done, man, throughout the course of his career? And listen, the obvious pursuit of Wayne Gretzky, you played against Wayne, you know where this guy is at in his career right now. Do you see him catching him? I know you've been asked this before, but what's your take on that?
Well, first of all, I'm not too much around the locker room. I try to avoid it, especially the last couple of years. Just there's no reason to go and try to put the sort of danger on the players or anything like that. Obviously, the players are isolated from everybody else, but I have a chance to pretty much go to every home game and watch how Ovi scoring and what type of player he is. It's insane. I think it's my eyes, which is I play against a lot of great goal scorers. He's a number one goal scorer. I mean, pure goal scorer. I mean, all the respect to Brett Hull and some others, but his shot and the capability to shoot from anywhere and surprise the goalie with no screens and the puck still going in. I'm not sure how the puck is flying. Maybe some turbulence there from the goalies, but somehow the puck is managing to go in. And funny thing, everybody know where the goal always going to score from, and they just cannot make coverage. I remember a few years back when Detroit came with Babcock was a coach, and they tried to cover Ovi, left the slot open in the middle. Whereas right now, Oshie scored all the goals.
Yeah.
Brouwer scored 2 goals, first period, 2 power play goals, and I saw right there adjustment. They just put the bad guy in the slot and left the Ovi open for a little bit more, and yeah, his shot is unbelievable, and he's a goal scorer. Like if you give you an example. He's got unbelievable instincts to shoot the puck and how he shoot the puck. His sticks are like I'm not sure what, like VP, and they take the puck to sort of different elevation, or not elevation, just different speed. And but if you turn an Ovi 10 times on the blue line, I think he knows where the net. He never loses sight of the net. His instincts are unbelievable, and like I said, he's a pure goal scorer. And obviously, I had the chance to talk to him several times. So we talk about power plays and what's happening, and around the team with Nick Backstrom and everybody. So he's a great man, good person, and I'm happy for him what he did for Caps. Finally, we got the cup. Great relief for not just for obviously for our organization, and also for like you guys. It happened to you guys a year or two back with winning cup for Alumni Association as well. This is great relief, kind of Felt great, 2018, and finally we did. And about Gretzky, I hope he get close and we will be paying more attention, and I hope he will get that title. Or title is not title, but it's just the
record.
He will, the record. So I wish him all the best, and it's fun to watch him every night and how he starts. Even I don't think he slowed down. Even his age, this is one of the better years in his career, and he's hungry. He can tell he's got energy. And he's still coming every night and try to play hard.
Yeah, he's mean too. Oh, yeah. I love it.
And he's driven. He's driven to do it.
Man.
Like you see Backstrom and him work together. Like is Adam Oates, like where do you put him in terms of all-time passers?
Who, Nick Backstrom?
No, Adam Oates.
Oatesy. Oh yeah, Oatesy. I took advantage from him because Oatesy, with his sort of, do you see his stick? You had a chance to see his stick. He's like a half blade broken stick, and the way he was able to pass the puck, you never want to shoot the puck. So I was ready to any situation. Even he doesn't see me, I need to be ready to shoot because you never know the pass will come, and he had that capability and vision, and I'm going to compare him close to Gretz with his passes. Obviously, he's not Wayne Gretzky for sure, but he's vision to feed the puck to other players, like even probably early in his career. There was Brett Holtz and some others came nearly probably in Boston, and I was fortunately lucky to play with him in DC and took advantage from that.
It's crazy. Like you look at your career, 500 goal scorer.
Yeah.
Like two things here. First off, you get to Chicago, you play at the end of your career. That's where you scored your 500th goal. I think you had 498. Something like that when you got there. Like, were you confident that you had enough game left? Like that you were going to get there? Were you nervous that maybe you weren't going to? You scored 5 goals that year, so it got close, Peter.
To be honest, I never had on my mind to score 500 goals to coming to league or even later career. I never thought I will do it, or that was not my goal. I'm seriously, to be honest. Last year, when I signed with Chicago, reason why I signed late, I had the probably offer a contract from Detroit to go into Detroit, but I didn't want to move my family. My kids are already almost teenagers, and the priority was keep them in the same school. And so I decided to sign in December. I know some teams going to be still interesting in December, and I signed with Chicago with there was a verbal agreement. If things didn't go well with Chicago, they will trade me to competitor team and give me an opportunity to win a cup. And unfortunately, on the Chicago season, I got hurt on the end of the season, and that was pretty much it of my hockey career. So, but it is what it is. So, or was.
It is what it was.
There
Peter,
you go.
It doesn't matter.
Hey,
let me ask you something real quick. Look, you had the puck a lot. You're skating in the zone a lot. Tell me a defenseman that kind of scared you, right? Like, you don't have to fight people. It's all good. Like, somebody's not going to fight, but you can't avoid hits. Who's a scary hitter that got you?
Well, the thing is, okay, I was a sort of, I'm not saying marquee player, but I was one of the top players on my team. So basically, matchup every night, wherever you play on the road, even sometimes at home, if the teams know how the other teams not kind of play the game plan and try to put you again. So anytime I play Boston, I know Ray Bork's going to be on pretty much every my shifts. I would be lucky if I had a rookie sometimes jump on the ice and rookie's there. There's no way it didn't happen at all. You can guarantee. On the top of it, you play Jersey. Scott Stevens is there. Hey, every time you step on the ice, he's right there, and there's no room. Or you go to Pittsburgh, there's Samuelson's one or two. You have a Kasparidis, sometimes two in the mix. So you play against all the sort of defensive defensemen, or like you said, hard-hitting defensemen, or good skaters like Ray Bork. Bork, I would say he wasn't trying to hurt anybody, but there's no way you can outskate him. And his stick work was unbelievable. You felt like you don't have a chance, to get any sniff unless you're on a power play. So, but hey, you find as a challenge, you need to show up. I need to find a room or how to take advantage of anything they might give you that night. And of course, Scott Stevens.
Oh my God.
I tried to hit him a couple times, and he turned around and started chasing me pretty much all zone, and I didn't know where to go. So
just skate.
But if you're gonna get you're gonna feel it. So I'm pretty sure a lot of players felt his hits through the National Hockey League. So what kind of capability he had. So, but you got to keep your head on swivel and try to find a way to help the team create the scoring chances or score goals. Because on the end, if you don't win, obviously everybody's gonna start looking, hey, what's happening there, and you're gonna be I felt like I should be responsible, accountable for if we didn't win.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, no, I got you on that. All right, listen, I got to give you a big shout out for your, how well you did in international competition too, man. Representing Slovakia, you put up some great numbers. They just won the bronze. I think the first time ever Slovakia has earned a medal in the Olympics. So big shout out to Slovakia hockey. But listen, Pavel Demitra, like a guy. Got to know him very, very well, kept in touch with him throughout the course of his career, covered him here in St. Louis. Like, what was your relationship like with him? Like, tell people about, Pavel, who maybe, just remember him vaguely.
Well, great teammate. You said, I had the chance to play with him, not in the NHL, but for the national team. We play Olympics, I believe 2006, Torino, and I was GM for Team Slovakia in 2010
Great
in Vancouver.
Team. Yeah.
Remember how much we put the pressure on Team Canada, and that was it semifinals? Yeah, we just you almost got to finals, but we played for bronze. We lost in the game for bronze. We made a couple of mistakes there with mental mistakes. We took some penalties, but we become close to win that medal after we after 2 periods 3-1 against Finland. But we find a way how to lose it. But happy for my country or for Team Slovakia. Finally, we got the first Olympic bronze medal in men's hockey. I was part, I believe, 2002. We won a gold medal, but the World Championship, which was our first gold medal for Slovakia. So I remember the celebration, we had, and also I can see the same celebration. The boys who brought the bronze medal to Slovakia, they had the same thing, and that was great feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, one more, last one from me, Peter.
Sure.
You've been great, man, and I appreciate it. I love
Thank
watching
you.
you play growing up, big time. I of course mimicked my game after you. No, I didn't, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Craig Berube. Love him. He is such a big deal here in St. Louis. Of course, brought the first Stanley Cup here to St. Louis as a head coach. Like, when you play with him, Dick, did you think that he was going to be a head coach? Like, how was he in the locker room? I know what he did on the ice. We all know that. But, like, he's just such a good guy. But he knows hockey. Like, he loves the game.
You're right. He knows the game. He's a straight shooter. He's an honest guy. If Chief wouldn't tell you straight, or he wouldn't lie to you, or he wouldn't manipulate you. He'd probably go to the guys and tell them how he play. Hey, I expect you to do this, and all the guys want to do it because just the feeling from him, just kind of support, and he's got a great hockey knowledge. He's even his days, he knows what to do in the game, and the coaches didn't have to tell him. Obviously, with his sort of offensive skills, maybe he always feel he had those skills, but somehow coaches didn't see that. But he knew his role, what he's supposed to do. I'm not saying he was only enforcer. No, he could play. I remember to play with him a few games in the same line, me and Mike Pivonka, and he was great. He, like I said, he created a room, like something like Chris Simon, and I like the Chief. I like him a lot, and I'm really happy for his success. And you can tell the way the players play for him. And it's a lot of fun to watch how the St. Louis playing these days, or last few years, and his main success to the team.
Yeah, and you can tell what kind of teammate he was back when he played too, just by getting to know him too. And everybody always has the same type of sentiments they'd say about him, kind of like what you just did. Hey, this is kind of like a tough question because I don't like putting you on the spot. But listen, the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
right, do you think about that? And like Washington, like wake up, like retire this guy's numbers. Like you don't have that many like players in history that, I mean, like please, this guy scored 50. I think he scored 50 twice.
5 goal
You
games.
led the league in scoring a couple of times. Like, listen, growing up like in the 90s and like you were the Washington Capitals, man. Like, and I knew the goalie, obviously, Ole the goalie, and like when Otzi got there and stuff like that, and Joey Juneau, like all these other guys, Dale Hunter. But come on, it was always Peter Bondra. So I don't know what you want to say about that. I mean, it's got to like.
Well, first of all,
thanks
for
yeah.
First of all, thanks for your compliment. You make me old, and you mentioned a couple of times when you grew up and you watched me, so thank you. Well, that question about Hall of Fame, I mean, hey, I'm not the person who loses sleep over. I mean, obviously, I'll pay attention what the time of year will come, who is getting in, who is not, or not necessarily who's not, who's getting in. All those guys deserve to be there, and who knows? I mean, really, my life is not going to be different if I'm going to be in or out. But obviously, that will be not even dream. I never.
Yes,
dreamt.
it would. Your life would be a little bit different.
But I never dreamt about this, so I might have to start dreaming. But who knows? Maybe sometimes dream will come true. Maybe not. But I wouldn't be disappointed. I think if I have to do everything over, I will do the same way. And I was fortunate to be around the great people, especially early in a career, where they see something in me, which is I didn't know I had it. And I am really thankful to Washington Capitals, Jack Button, David Poyle at that time, and all my teammates would try to help me, to protect me, and help me with my game. So I don't know what else to say, but like I said, I was lucky. I will do it over again, and I wouldn't change for anything. And about another question you had about retiring my jersey. Well, probably will happen. I think there's a good chance it will happen. I don't know when. I don't try to do any politics about it. If it happens, it will come probably at the right time for me and for the team, and hopefully it will be a special night for me.
Yeah. Well, now that we talked about it on this podcast,
wait for that announcement.
That's just how it goes.
There's only a couple of players who had like multiple 50-goal seasons, and 500 goals. Like you and Big Walt, Keith Kachuk. Like, can we get you guys in the Hall of Fame for God's sakes? Hey, listen, just so you know, I cannot end this conversation, Peter, without because like I don't like making mistakes. So I brought up earlier. I'm reading the story out of the New York Times.
Andy, let it go.
It says the Washington Capitals suspended right wing Peter Bondra, a 3-time All-Star who was refused to play in any more exhibition games. That's why I said it. You said
what?
It says until his contract is renegotiated. And then here's a quote from George McPhee. His current contract has 3 years left. There will be no further discussions until the player reports and plays. Like, what is going on here?
I don't know. Somebody's not telling true, but most likely it's me. But I don't trust me. I don't remember. There's no way I hold on to not playing. I mean, maybe, like I said, I maybe had too many concussions, but I didn't have many, so I'm pretty healthy. But really, I have to look into that story. But
is this fake news or what?
Fake news, Andy. There's a lot of fake news going on right now.
There's no news. There was in the past, so it cannot be news. But if you tell me, I will not held to any games in the now if somebody asked me to play.
No, it was like exhibition games. You were like, fuck that. I'm not playing in the exhibition.
You played 11 in a row. Who gives a shit?
So, well, I was just wondering.
I have to. Sorry, guys, if I was probably you might have the right information, but I remember to refuse to play preseason games. I don't know.
Well, I didn't know if you got your contract renegotiated. That was like what I was asking. Really, did you ever renegotiate the deal?
Well, I remember that when I renegotiated my contract, that was held up was David Poyle and. As a GM, so we deal with David Poyle, but not George McPhee. That was a very different story. That was later in my career.
1997, September 20th, 1997. Yeah,
and you won't get this damn thing. Hey, the thing I got out of the whole thing is that you're healthy now, man. And I was going to ask you that in my last question.
Financially stable.
You're good. You're chilling. The kids are okay. Your head's all right. Everything's all right back home.
Yes, thank you. I don't have kids anymore. I have adults, but yes, everything is well. Thank you. And I was fortunate to stay healthy around the game. Even obviously we all have some breaking bones or some bruises, but I managed somehow to escape for any heart injuries. And I felt strong and full of life and really healthy. But thank you guys for asking for that.
Peter, they're always your kids. Hey, you confuse the hell out of Cam. He doesn't know what the hell he is. He's like,
I'm sorry.
You say you don't have kids. You have adults, is what he said.
Oh,
They're grown. They're grown kids.
Okay, fine, Andy. Now you confuse my God, I fucked that up. Oh,
Peter,
Jesus.
hey,
Peter, I love you, buddy.
Look at
You're the
this.
man.
So you did not get suspended by the Caps. You did hold out. We understand that, and you're a great player, man. And
You were
honestly,
awesome.
we're glad we got you on.
dude.
So best of luck with everything you're doing with the Caps too, and we'll get that jersey retired, man. We're coming out for that ceremony.
Damn right. Peter.
Sounds good. Thank you, Andy and Cam. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun to talk to you.
Absolutely,
All right?
buddy.
Take care of
You're
yourself.
the best,
See you,
Peter.
bud.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Peter Bondra here on the Cam Strick Podcast, presented by the one and only Hair Club. Cam, cool ass dude. Although I just have to point this out once again, dude. I said it before. I mean, he tried to he couldn't remember certain things, right?
No, I know.
But it's all good, Peter. I got respect for that. I get it. But I just want to make sure people know I'm not
can I stick up for
pulling
you?
shit out of my ass either.
Well, I chirp you a lot with things, like cool things because I have to. When it comes to doing your due diligence on things, when timelines, I had to even step in and be like, no, wait, Andy doesn't just say that because he's like, well, you guys got your information. I'm like, no, wait, time out. Now, Andy Andy knows this shit. And I saw you kind of fuming a little bit because that doesn't happen much. It doesn't happen much. But I
wasn't fuming. I was just kind of like, what?
No, I know you're doing it.
I mean, how is this? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's all good, man. Hey, it's part of your past and it's part of your career. It doesn't change anything, dude. I love Peter Bondra, dude. He could skate his ass off. He was fast as shit.
Yeah,
fastest skater.
He knew.
What's that?
He
knew. He knew.
He knew.
And which is makes it even better. He won the fastest skater competition twice. We talk about that, but he could absolutely snipe. I think he scored 50 goals twice, dude.
Yeah, he was awesome, dude.
Respected player.
Yep.
Oh yeah, scored 500 goals. So listen, and he's got a little bit of an opinion, kind of what's going on around the world too, man. All these European players. Hosik came out and said some stuff recently. Next week we'll get into the trade deadline a little bit more. By the way, I know some people want to hear about that as we get closer. We're still 2 weeks away, so we'll get into that. More hockey content next time when Cam is back to reality and has an idea what the fuck's going on around the league.
I gotta take care of the fans, dude, and I swear to God, I did. Yes. I was talking to Andy. I did it. I swear to God.
I'm glad you did, and I'm proud of you.
They did. They talked about our podcast and everything, and it felt good, man.
I'm proud of Cam for leaving his house and leaving the state of Missouri for the first time in a while. You needed to get out.
I know. I did.
You see what I'm saying? Travel's good for the soul, man. It's very important to get out of your routine every once in a while,
Probably got COVID again, I didn't the airplane stuff. Oh my God.
Well, I might make him take a test before you come back into the office.
You know what's nice? Can I say something real quick about St. Louis and Lambert? When we went there in Lambert, they had a little doggy, cutest little doggy, sniff my fucking bag. Fucking sniff it. Sniff the motherfucker. I got maybe a little here. You're okay. But sniff that fucking thing. And
did they sniff your bag?
But they don't. You don't have to take your shoes off or anything like that. And you're just fucking zip right through, because a doggy is I'm trying to smell shit.
But I was reading and talking to my Russian sources because I've got a lot of sources, Cam.
I hope the fuck you do.
And
I'm
by the
doing
way,
my fucking job.
And by the way, let me just say this. I talked to a number of agents, whatever, who represent the bulk of Russian players in the league. I mean, I know Dan Milstein came out and said, hey, players need extra security. I can tell you the other agents that I've talked to who represent superstar Russian players say the opposite. And they say, listen, these guys are fine. Listen, they've been in contact with the team, been in contact with each team's head of security, right, to make sure that, especially when they're on the road, if the families have any issues, they can reach out and they will be looked after. There's no doubt. There's going to be the odd idiot, Cam, who's going to say some stupid shit on social media.
Yep.
But tell those people right now, the idiots who do say stupid shit.
Well, you're fucking dumb. Is what you're Vladdy. How dare you let Putin? Wait, Vladdy's like, what? No, my children grow up in fucking St. Louis. I pay my fucking taxes in fucking St. Louis. My child, my blood is going to Centene Ice Rink, and I'm talking to people like, wait, what am I doing with Putin? Go fuck yourself.
Right.
Weirdo.
And kids born here.
I thought
in
COVID
the
was
States.
cool. I thought get on COVID. Weren't you talking about COVID? Get on COVID again. There's gonna be something.
So what I'm getting at, we should have talked about this in the intro. I'm glad we brought it up, but I'm hearing the opposite, man. These players don't feel like they're unsafe or in danger or whatever. I mean, listen, these teams, they got it pretty good when you play in the NHL over here, Cam. Fans love them. They treat them like royalty. But, at the same time, I'm not sitting here and saying that it's not a distraction when they've got family back in Russia and their country's in the middle of a invasion,
I think I look at, listen, when you post things like we do, and I get a nerd, I don't mean to be like that. Like I'm just like, I get riled up when people are like, because it's always like something like it was Russia 4 years ago about this, and now it's this of that, and now it's COVID, now it's this, now it's Ukraine. We got stand for Ukraine.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed Peter Bondra, man, and we got some good stuff, man, coming up for you here very, very soon. We got to let Cam get some rest, get to bed. You got to get recharged. You got to get recharged and get ready to go because Cam just traveled for a weekend.
I seriously do. And you guys came up to me and you're like, I love you. Andy's a fucking nerd, but I love you. No, they love the podcast. They absolutely did. I swear to God, Andy, they came up to me nonstop, Devils fans, Blues fans, ask questions about this. They know the dynamic. Mm-hmm. They know, like, if I tried to interview a big dog, I look like a jackass. I need you. You need me. And they know it. And it's funny how they explain it all over the place. It makes me feel good, man. It does.
Yeah, no, they don't.
It makes me feel good, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not putting you down on, like, you bring, that, dude. I don't need a puppy fucking time.
Yeah, but listen, I talk to people all the time, right? It's good to get out because in reality, Cam, even here in St. Louis, you haven't been to a game in a long time. They lifted the restrictions now. Now you don't need a mask. You don't need a test and all that. So let's get you down to a game. Let's get you back down to the Enterprise Center, too. All right. Cam Strick Podcast is always brought to you by Hair Club. Again, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. And listen, schedule your first consultation from our landing page, and you're going to save $250, dude. It's a no-brainer. They got a solution for everybody. Like I said, 1,200 locations. 1,200 locations in North America. So they got something for everybody, no matter where you are. No matter where you are, they've got something for you. You can always call them if you want to talk to a human being, 800-279-7878, and be sure to mention the Cam Strick Podcast to get those savings, too. And do it now. Over there with Hair Club and hairclub.com. Again, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. All right, Car Shield, man. We love our friends over there at Car Shield. 800-857-2481. Use that promo code CAM, which is very embarrassing, but, sometimes you just have to do it. It'll save you money. You never know when that computer is going to go down or anything is going to go down. But make sure you're protected when it does go down, I
had a bad experience. You know that.
Oh, yeah, you did. It was very
embarrassing. I have a Car Shield with my stupid fucking truck.
If it wasn't for Car Shield, you'd still be on the side of the road, and you wouldn't have been able to travel like a big boy.
I was already embarrassed at the time, and they saved me.
Cam got to go out of town. We love that Cam, but it was only a weekend, and look at this guy. He needs some sleep. He needs to get inside his own bed.
I slept good. I just had a drink on a plane because of my
fuck off. I understand. Hey, listen, you may want to talk to somebody about that.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks, Andy. Tell me who to talk to. Thank you.
A doctor.
You think
a doctor about this vertigo?
Kate and I had a goddamn awesome time. Kate and I have a good time. I know we don't have kids, and I know I'm kind of a fuck up here and there, but I'm successful in some ways. But we have a good time. We really do. The shit that she posts isn't fake shit. Like we're chilling and fucking.
You're walking across the street with the pizza box, leaving her 50 yards behind you. I needed you to have your arm around her.
No, I'm fucking bringing Pete. We have food. Kate and I know how to have fun together. And I get a little pissy here and there because I get grumpy at night. I don't know. And she's just good. I love it. We're good.
Pizza.
I can't fuck it up. What
kind of pizza? What kind of pizza were you getting? Cheese?
God. I had pizza tonight too, by the way. We went to Joe Bacardi's. Give you a little shout out, homeboys. What's up? I made Kate go in there so Joe wouldn't talk to me because my brain's dead. And I would have had to talk to him. And sometimes, like, you get stuck there for a while. But Joe Bacardi's give you a little shout out. It's all good.
Dude, I'm playing at his golf course on April 3rd. Tapawingo, baby. I'll be out there.
Yeah,
I may even bring you with me, Cam. I may even bring you with me for my first golf outing of 2022. Okay. I might bring you with me.
Yeah,
Again, Car Shield, mention Cam, you'll say 10%. 800-857-2481. We love our friends at Car Shield. We love the support that they give us and continue to show us right here on the Cam and Strick podcast. Get that membership today. Sign up with Car Shield and carshield.com. The BBB, Better Business Bureau. Cam, like, listen, he dropped the ball. Why not check it out his hotel before he went,
Well, they didn't clean my room.
Well, you would have known if you would have gone to bbb.org. Hey, 314-645-3300, bbb.org. Check it out, man. Consumers, they value trust, and this is where you get it. Did you know the BBB was founded over 100 years ago by ethical businesses seeking regulation without the need for government regulation? Who needs government regulation? We don't, and the BBB doesn't need it either.
Oh, God.
Just in 2020, BBB received over 215 million consumer inquiries on BBB business profiles. So we love the Better Business Bureau. We hear from all the different parts of the country, people who work with the Better Business Bureau, people who are investors. People invest big time money into the BBB, Cam. True story.
No shit.
Big time money into the BBB.
As
and they reach out to us and they tell us.
I know.
We love all of them. BBB.org, man. We think of all y'all. We think of Loosey Goosey, Cam. Listen, I got all the flavors right here, baby.
Hey, I'll tell you what. My breath ain't stinking when you put that mug in.
Okay, let me ask you this. When are you using the gum versus the pouch and versus the lozenge?
Well, at the game, I did the gum because I did the gum before I did an interview, so I didn't have to yeah,
that's a good idea.
I didn't have to. I just didn't want anything in my mouth, and so I just chewed the gum, and I went and I had this satisfaction. I'm like, I don't need motherfucking shit. And then during the game, I'm putting Lucy motherfucking Goosey in. And then when people talk to me, I'm like, I smell like cinnamon. And they're like, we like you more, Cam. Now that you smell like cinnamon. I know it's a simplistic way to
cinnamon, baby.
It's a simplistic way to think of things, but it's really true.
What about the lozenge?
Who?
The lozenge?
I'll eat the shit out of that. Hey. No, they're all good. I haven't tried that completely yet because I got stuck on those two bad boys because I just brought those bad boys on. So
they've got mango.
What, Andy? But it is what it is.
Mango. They got mango. You got listen. I love the mango. Pomegranate.
The women folk like that.
winter green. They got everything, dude. Lucy.co. Promo code is Cam and Strick. Cam, what's the promo code? Tell them they got to use it.
Cam Strick. I put that mug on my Insta story.
Yeah, I know you did. You got to do it again.
Well, I'll do it again. I'll do another.
I thought you were going to.
I don't want to put my camera in my face anymore today. But we love you, Lucy Goosey. And I was not to mention what
I was on Cam, and I thought he was just going to take a picture, and he put a cool ass video. It was good. So again, use that promo code Cam and Strick, and go to Lucy.co and try it today. Yeah. And I want to see some pictures of people with their Lucy Goosey.
Lucy Goosey. Hey, you know what? Your wife's like, oh, you want to put Kodiak wintergreen? No, she's like, put that Lucy Goosey in, and you'll get a goddamn makeout sesh.
All right, Bellman. We love Danny Boy, Kyle, Dale, everybody. Get out there to Detroit, Buick GMC, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the other side of the street. Get out there in time for the spring. Get yourself some new wheels. If you have a used car, by the way, they're paying top dollar for your used cars. So you're looking at it in the driveway. You're like, what do I do with this? You take it to Bellman. That's what you do. Take it to Bellman. And make sure you tell them that we sent you. Cam, at Bellman, you get what?
Swinging dicks. You know what that is? Like, all you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, right when you go into it, and the guy comes out like, I'm the fucking toughest. Like, I don't want my wife going there. When Bellman, they're like very sweet. They're like, hey, whatever you guys need to do, go check that one out. Check out that Buick. Check out that motherfucking Denali. Check out that. And they're just,
and you know what else they got to check out? Check out our website, www.camandstrick.com. Follow us everywhere: Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. Follow our Instagram and our Twitter pages too, man. Brody's doing a great job with the content that he's putting up there daily on the clock. We don't miss anything. when you go to our Instagram, you go to our Twitter account at Cam and Strick. You can follow Cam and I as well. And, man, we appreciate all the support. I hope you enjoyed Peter Bondra, man. He was cool as shit. We've got some great ones coming for you coming up very, very soon. Stay with us. As always, man, we appreciate all the support from all y'all right here on the Cam and Strick podcast.